what we call sexy. You can see from the title, it's more of a love album.
All right. Welcome to another week of Manversations. And so glad for everybody to tune in and for another week that we're on air. I know you guys had a phenomenal weekend. If you guys went out there to the Miami Northwestern picnic, and we've been having picnics for these clearly for the last couple of weeks. We've been seeing different picnics from different schools. I think last weekend was New Orleans. And I see a lot of energy and everything like that from these picnics. And I definitely want to highlight that I want to see more from these picnics the energy that you guys are giving into the picnics are good. It's all good, all love. We like to see school pride, but when it comes down to the academics and what the schools and the alumni are doing for the children, uplifting them and making sure that they get the access and the resources that they desperately need. And I think a lot of us are dropping the ball when it comes to that side of it. There's two coins, right? You have the side where you party, you go out there, you party, you do what you got to do. And then you have the other side of it where, you get down to business. Sometimes, even in our lives, we like to do one over the other, or we're extreme on one side and not on the other. When in life, you need a balance. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're a person that's out here doing the work, being serious, you have to make time for you to go out here and, do self-care, making sure you're taking care of yourself, doing joyful things to keep that balance in you. Because if you be too serious, you take life too serious, then it could be the death of you as well. So want to make sure that balance, and maybe I'm biased because I'm a Libra, so Libra's signs of the scales. Our ultimate goal is balance in our lives. So, but in every day, everybody needs balance. You know what I'm saying? You can't be too extreme on one side. It has to be a balance. And I would like to see a little bit more balance in that area. Like I said, if you guys are alumni and you guys feel like your school is doing something, hey, shoot me a text or whatever the case may be. But we're definitely going to chop it up one day and get into real details of it when it comes to the schools, because I really want to know what you guys are doing as far as alumni, because you guys put a lot of effort into these picnics. And I want to make sure that as you're putting these efforts into the picnics, you're also pumping those same energy into the children and the students that go to these schools. That's the reason why you're alumni. You graduated because the people before you had paved the way for you to do that. Now you got to go back and make sure that you're paving the way for the next. That's why we always talk about on this platform that every generation should be pumping out or doing better than the previous generation. You should always put in effort to make sure the next generation comes out to live, at least have a fighting chance to live better than you did. Our ancestors, if you look at the timeline from slavery all the way down to our current times, you can see throughout history that every generation was pumping and doing better for the next generation. They sacrificed. That was part of their code of conduct. Now we don't see that sacrifice anymore because, like I say, the extreme now is just party. It's been partying for the longest. And we have to change that. We got to start getting back into sacrificing. And what makes it so crazy is that because we went so long without a balance and we went so extreme with the partying, we're losing a lot of the stuff that our ancestors and our generations before us have paved the way and have created for us, and we're losing it at a very rapid rate. So it's very important for us to go out here and try to establish and build things for the next generation so that they can preserve it and continue the legacy of the previous generations like our ancestors did for us and we're carrying out for our ancestors. So that's very important that we got to do it. But like I said, we're definitely going to do a show. I'm going to invite a lot of alumni to come on and chop it up with us and see what they're doing for the children. I'm connected to Carol City, a lot of Carol City heads. That's one school I know for a fact that the alumni do a hell of a job. I know my job that I want to do next year because I didn't graduate down here. I graduated up north in Maryland. But the school I did attend down here when I was down here was Miami Norland High School. I went to Norland not high school, middle school. If I would have stayed at high school, I would have attended Norland High, but I didn't. So I ended up graduating up north. So my thing is I'm connected to Norland. And by being connected to Norland, I want to do something with more empowerment. I want to see if I can do a scholarship. Possibly next year, I'll probably get with some of the alumni and see if I could do a $500 or $1,000 scholarship for some lucky student that is working hard out in New Orleans and probably need book money or stuff when they go to college. Or if they need something, $1,000 might be great to enter into trade school. So it's not biased on where you want to go, as long as it's towards something that you want to do, whether it's you going to college or going to trade school. But we want to make sure that, if I could at least help one person, that's good. And that's just the power of alumni, because you already in the situation to help others. So why not go ahead and try to help one child? Imagine you have like 10,000 alumni. Um, that if they all chipped in as one child, we could do a lot for our children and not depend on anybody else to have them go through the struggles of funding themselves through college or trade schools. So I think getting the ball rolling in that area to make sure that their future is solidified, I think that would be a great idea. And like I said, we'll just work on it. It's just a thought out there, something to think about. And it's just something that dawned on me because of all the events that went on this weekend, all the bragging that's been going on with the high schools. And I feel like a lot of our energy is shifted to one side, and I think we forget about the other side. So, like I said, if you guys are doing something, then I need to know. And and even if I don't know, that means other people out there don't know, because I consider myself connected to the community. So if I hear something, I'll acknowledge it. But I haven't heard anything from other schools. Maybe I'm not connected as much as I think I am. But if you guys know, let me know. And if you have great individuals that want to come on and be on the panel of conversations, where we could chop it up and start to get this information out there so the people can know, just let us know. We'll definitely do that. All right. So I just wanted to start off and just get that off my chest real quick. You guys have anything to say on that, or we can proceed on?
Not so much. I never really got into the fray of it like that. It's really a handful of schools that be on that. Carol City, Northwestern, Central, a little bit, and like really the hood schools be on that, right? I didn't really go to a hood school after middle school. Middle school, I went to Brownsville. Don't get much more hood than Brownsville, but I went to North Miami later. So we don't get into that high school pride shit. It's just okay. We went to North Miami. It's not a big deal. But
Yeah.
this guy Marvin Baptiste just made a post a little earlier today, and I just want to kind of expand on that because
Mm,
even though I'm not in it, I see it. You know what I'm saying? And his
mm,
post is basically saying, hey, now that the picnic's pretty much over, it's time for reality check. We've dealt with friendly high school rivalries when we were younger. And, these alumni picnics revive the friendly rivalries. But some of you need to get out your feelings in your 40s and 50s, getting mad because somebody talked about your raggedy ass school you graduated from more than 20 years ago. Get a damn grip. You understand what I'm saying? I,
yeah.
I, I
Yeah.
want to kind of co-sign what he's saying because I see people really just taking it to the extremes, man, putting extras on it and just it's to the point where it's a little beyond the friendly rivalry. You dig? And it's
Yeah.
like, come on,
Mhm.
bro.
Yeah.
Y'all need to slow that shit down. You know what I'm saying? When
Yeah.
it gets to that point, now it's nigga shit. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? I'm all
Exactly.
for you, and that's a thing in Miami. I respect on one hand you shouting out your because really it's they hood, right? That they really
Yeah.
shouting out. That you shouting out your hood and you riding for your hood. Okay, you got a certain pride that go with your school and all that. But I've always said on the flip side of that, there's this perpetual high school, perpetual teenager vibe that a lot of us get on. And really, if we're going to tell the truth, is because a lot of us never went to college. So the last rallying point that a lot of us can really gravitate to was high school. You know what I'm saying? And so we get extra ultra sensitive about it, want to fight people about shit that went on in high school. Like, bruh, slow down. So I would just say, just bring it down 1,000, bruh. You know what I'm saying? We adults. You know what I'm saying? Let's not act like we're in the 13th grade with it.
Mm.
But I still rock with the pride thing. You know what I'm saying? Jackson still plays Northwestern, and that's still a big deal. I get it, but damn, some of y'all need to reel it in a little bit. That's the only thing I really wanted to say because I have been seeing that too, like people really putting extras on it to the point where it don't make no sense.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
like the pride. I like the passion, but I like it to focus more on something that's more tangible. You know, and the picnic should be the icing of the cake of what you're doing for your community and the children
Hmm.
that attend there. So
Yes.
that's what the whole celebrating the picnic should be about. And
Yeah.
I get that from Carol City because I know the work that Carol City do. Shout out to Freezy. Freezy
Hmm.
do a lot of great things for Carol City out there.
Hmm.
Um,
Flow
Twan
too.
O'Dra- Twan O'Drama does good things for Northwestern. You know, he's a
Hmm.
business owner. His family owned Jackson's restaurant down there, and Twan's done a great job going back to the community. A lot of people don't even know when people were sitting back and I had an anonymous inbox. Um, and he didn't want people to know, but I'm gonna reveal it now. But he was the one that got in my inbox and told me, "Hey, if anybody had any students between a certain age, let me know. I could get them resources for school and everything like that."
Hmm.
So he's connected. He stays connected with different people of power, and is very connected enough to put our children where they need to be through those
Yeah.
connections. So he does great things over there at Northwestern. I don't know if Central has a Twan or a Freezy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if Booker T have a Twan or a Freezy, but now I see Booker T has Luke. Can Luke be that person? You know what I'm saying? Outside of the spotlight for Booker T.
No doubt.
Um, so yeah, I want to see what goes down with that. But like I said, we're gonna definitely do a whole another show. Shout out to Queen Mila. Definitely shout out to you, Queen.
What up?
Um,
Yeah.
you know, it's always a pleasure whenever you're here with us, or also on your social media, chopping it up. When we talk about powerful women, you know, Mila definitely comes to mind. She is not in the hood rat culture category, far from it, and
Agreed.
she's trying to prevent a lot of women from entering into that pool or that dynamic. So shout out to Mila for doing all the good work that a lot
Real
of
talk.
other sisters shy away from.
Agreed.
Definitely want to
Agreed.
give a shout out to Susan. This is another powerful woman. When I talk about very powerful woman. Very quiet, but you already know. A lot of times back in the days, they had that big saying. I think, even though I don't want to acknowledge President Truman, but that's where that quote came from. President Truman was very small, was a short dude, but he
Hmm.
carried a big stick. They always say that was a quote, like short dude carried a big stick.
Yeah.
And what that means, like you have power. You know what I'm saying? You were able to make that move without people knowing like you had that much power. And that's pretty much what this Queen Susan is. She is a person of power like that. She's a person who also, you know, her father. When we talk about Dusty Dudes, her father was the complete opposite. This man was that straight alpha that was out here providing and doing things for the community. A lot of stuff that is a lot of greatness that has been done down here in South Florida. Her father was the one that created it, or if he didn't create it, he was one of the top pioneers to be behind it. So her father's legacy is very concrete down here. You guys could definitely look up her father, Mr. Pitts, uh, iconic down here in South Florida. The king, he did transition. I say to our king, he did phenomenal work while he was here. God called him on to do phenomenal work elsewhere. You know, so I know he's going to be doing great work wherever he's at right now. And
Salute.
that's the whole thing about it. The whole thing about it is to have that legacy, to create that legacy here. Because when you create that legacy here, um, it says a lot. You leave a lot because people don't understand when you're going out there being dusty or you're being a hood rat, you're not leaving a legacy. Because guess what? The minute you stop being in the limelight for being dusty or being a hood rat, nobody knows about you. Trust me,
Right.
we won't even be talking about Suki Hana or Big Red, Sexy Red, or whatever her name is, or Lizzo and all these other people, because once their time is up, you don't even hear about them no more. Remember, Stacey Dash used to be that person that we always hear in the media. You don't even hear Stacey Dash no more. Have you seen Stacey Dash no more? No, you haven't
No.
seen. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand people are there when you're doing hood rat culture, bedwinching culture. You're not gonna last long. There's no legacy behind it. Remember, our queen sister, Harriet Tubman. How long has that been since she's freed people from slavery? And we still to this
Still
day
talk
talking
about it
about. Still talk about her name.
all the
We
time.
still we still talk about Malcolm X. We still talk about the Dr. Kings. You know, Drew Noble Ali. We still talk about him. We talk about Marcus Garvey. You know what I'm saying? People that solidify legacy. We talk about them all the time because your
Real talk.
legacy don't die. You do, but your legacy lives on. And when you're not out here creating legacy, you're really not nobody. So you can have the biggest rims and the biggest car, or you can have the best looking weave and the best BBL. But when you die and perish, nobody knows you. They're gonna go on to the next dusty person and highlight them until their time is done. But when you're out here creating greatness, you're being an alpha, you're being that dominant woman, you know, making and creating legacy, man, it says a lot. So this is one of the reasons why we wanted to do this show tonight. Dusty Dudes and Hood Rat culture. And the reason we wanted to highlight because we're getting a lot of blowback now. People don't understand that when we were telling, remember, we all three of us, if you followed us on our platforms, we were telling you guys from day one to chill out. We was telling you don't go that direction. But guess what? When you're out here not listening, it comes back and hits you hard. You know, always the saying that your family members always was a hard head makes a soft ass. Pretty
Real
much
talk.
that's what it is. A hard head makes a soft ass. So when we were out here telling you guys what was going on, hey sisters, don't do that. When Mila was out here telling y'all from a queen's perspective, hey sisters, don't do that. Susan was out here. I watched Susan out here telling sisters out here, listen, man, don't go that way. You know, these are two queens that operate in a goddess, feminine vibe and energy. This is why men gravitate to them. Women don't like them because women like the echo chambers. They like people to follow the ratchetness, be part of the in crowd. If you're not going to be part of the in crowd, then you look at as their enemy. And it was like, yo, we'll draw the line in the sand. Cool, y'all stay over there and we'll stay over here. But guess what? These sisters have substance. These sisters are building legacies. These sisters come from legacy. So they'll always be part of society because they're building that. They've been part of that. You know what I'm saying? And all the other women that don't like them, they ain't building nothing. You feel me? So
Real talk.
you gotta know what side of the line you want to stand on. You want to stand on integrity and morals and a code? Dope. If you don't want to stand on that and you want to deal with the ratchet, the hood rat, the dusty dudes, the sellouts, the bootlicks, if you want to be on the bedwinching, Sambos, if that's the side you want to be on, cool. But know that the side you pick has consequences. Could be a good or could be bad. You know what I'm saying? So you choose your route of where you want to go. The choice is yours. You know what I'm saying? We know what side we choosing. They know what side they choosing. Everybody else, hey, we can either vibe with you if you're on our side or look at you like, hey, it's going to be a matter of time before you end up in that slaughterhouse. All right? So definitely want to get into our topic a little bit detailed. So in trendy news, so we'll get with our first weekly trendy news. So talking about the Dusty and Hoodrat blowback, we definitely want to highlight boom, definitely want to highlight Lizzo. Why do I want to highlight Lizzo?
Man.
Because we've been telling you guys for years that Lizzo, Gabby Sidibe, and all these women that they project as this house mammy, this big oversized woman that they'll put up, you know, the Anja Mamas that they dress up dusty and have them around white folks because white folks feel comfortable around plus size black women. You know, they don't fear anything about them. And beauty wise, they feel like they enhance their beauty 10 times more when they're around these big black women. The big black women now take these roles that they are put in and they're boosted and highlighted and they're told, yes, you're beautiful. Go up there and show the world that you're this beautiful woman. And it's basically propaganda that they're pushing these big women around in the media. Now, that's not to say that big women aren't beautiful women, but you got to understand when white society will use black women, plus size black women, as in a degrading way, but will portray it as a righteous and embracing yourself way. However you look at it, we're not supposed to be over a certain weight. But let's just be real. If you want to go back into the times, the earlier years, women weren't up and plus size like this. And we're definitely going to talk more about it next week because we have a special guest, a fitness trainer. So you guys make sure you tune in next week that we'll talk about this. All right. We got to get out of the mindset that embracing plus size and overweightness is a great thing. It's not. Let's be honest. It's not. When you sit back and you fantasize about being married, one part that you guys forget that y'all fantasize about is that the fact that you want your man to carry you up the stairs. They promote that in the movies. Whenever you get married, the husband grabs the wife, picks her up, carries her up the stairs. That's always been the fantasy, right? If a guy is 150, a guy is 180, he ain't carrying no 300, 400-pound woman up no stairs. If he is able to get to the top of the stairs and don't make it, it's going to be another Indiana Jones scene with the ball rolling down after them, right?
Yeah.
And we're not trying to downgrade or degrade anybody, but we're just telling you the reality of what it is. All right? So, even though, let's just take it to, okay, fine. Let's embrace the plus size women. We embrace the plus size women. We say, okay, cool. Now you have a plus size woman that they promoted, Lizzo, and they've been promoting her everywhere. She's been, chuckling it up, gesturing it up, samboing it up, taking advantage of everywhere they pushing her into the limelight. I remember she was on stage one time and she was, I don't know if she was clamping, what she was doing, clamping a bottle in her butt cheeks while blowing a flute or something like that, some craziness like that. You remember that?
Thankfully, no.
I've lost track of how much stupid shit Lizzo does and how ridiculous she looks doing it because it's just a reel that never ends. So no, I don't remember that specifically, but man, you could close your eyes and point. If you got a video reel of different shit she's done like that, she's always doing something stupid
Basically.
like that. She's a moron, and a
Exactly.
plantation mammy at the end of the day.
So as long as you guys don't know, so we have the reports, right? So why am I putting this up with Lizzo? So Lizzo went around and told people embrace themselves, embrace being big, embrace being fat. Remember, we heard the same thing from Monique. Embrace being big, embrace being plus size. And then Monique lost weight, and all the big girls got mad at Monique. You was telling us to be big, and now all of a sudden you wanted to lose weight when you got around your husband and everything like that, and you started to lose weight. And then the same women was like, hey, you tricked us. Now you got Lizzo, who's out here promoting to be yourself, be big, be bold, be beautiful. And now she's in hot waters because she went out there and she had a reality show of some plus size women to be her backup dancers. And I think the women that won on that show end up being the backup dancers on her tour. These same women came out with allegations that Lizzo been treating them like crap, degrading, right? And even had them walking from Manhattan to Brooklyn for cheesecake. Then she got accused for sexual, doing some sexual stuff. I forgot exactly.
Harassment and misconduct and all kind of
harassment, misconduct. Yeah,
exactly.
You name it.
Doing all
just
type
degeneracy.
doing all type of stuff that normally how Black plus size Black women be treated, but just Black women in general that have to be going through degrading stuff just so they can make it. So you are no better than the slave master. You are no better than a racist person with power, because now you're taking that same power and you're demonizing a group of women that look like you, that should be empowered by you because they're just as plus size as you, and you telling them they got to lose weight. They too fat. And because they're too fat, you got rid of them. How asinine is that? A fat person telling another fat person they too fat.
When the audacity gets too high.
I want y'all to understand the insanity behind that.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, this person is not a person that thinks for themselves. They're a person, this is a coon that does whatever her white handlers tell her to do. That's the long and short of it. Whatever her racist white handlers tell her to do, she's going to take her 12 sandwich eating ass out there and do it. You understand what I'm saying? She doesn't think about anything.
Right.
She sounds like she's always having a mental breakdown. I've never heard this woman sound like she's of sound mind and body. And the sad thing is, Lizzo is actually pretty talented. She can actually play the hell out of that damn flute. She can play it. She can actually sing a little bit. You wouldn't know, because every time she makes news is because of some dumb shit she did and not because of her showcasing her talent. And that's what bothers me the most about a lot of these sisters that's out here today. They are actually very gifted sisters. Not everybody is like Sierra, who just kind of, we kind of get why she does things that she does, right? But Lizzo is extraordinarily talented. Chloe Bailey is extraordinarily talented. And then they go out there and, they put on this minstrel show instead of going out there and focusing on their talent and letting that be what carries them through the day. And the problem with it is when you do this type of performative cooning, you got to keep doing it. You understand what I'm saying? And, it's no surprise that a person who devalues themselves that much would abuse the people that work for them. There's no surprise in that. She's and this whole, thing where you're talking down on fit women. You understand what I'm saying? Come on now. Listen. My wife went through this same thing. All these women, some of the women around her talk about, oh, you skinny. And I told her, man, don't let nobody get away with it. You let their ass have it the next time they say some shit to you like that. And the last time someone said something like that, she was like, it's okay, girl, go to the gym. You can look like me. I'm like, yes.
Nice.
Because, goddamn it, that's what they really want to say. You understand? It's been proven with Lizzo. It's been proven with Monique. These women are jealous of you at the end of the day. And instead of just getting up off your lazy ass and going and working out so that you can look like that, or asking her what she's doing in terms of dieting. Shout out to Mila Renee. She's on here right now. Mila Renee could put you up on that game in terms of dieting and working out. Instead of asking somebody like that, no, you just do the next, the next low energy thing you could think of to do, which is to hate on that person. And that's law as hell, man. And I listen, you know how I don't play like that. You know what I'm saying? You say something slick to me, you gonna go home crying. So listen, sometimes you just gotta check people and check people hard, because the problem that we have out here with a lot of these low energy people is that nobody is checking them. They have this echo chamber of morons that they can find anywhere that tells them that their little bullshit opinion is just as valid as anybody else's, and it's not. Everybody don't deserve to be heard. Some people don't need to speak at all. Just don't comment, especially people who don't know what they're talking about. That's real talk. Some people just put a muzzle on it. We don't need to hear your little bullshit, insignificant opinion. That's real. There are some people, I'm all for the idea of hearing different perspectives. But me and Bobby had a interaction with this one young lady this week, and the post where the lady came home after 13 hours of working, and she made her husband dinner that got all the women triggered, and they would talk about how she was being abused and all this bullshit. Dude, I mean, they were foaming at the mouth. And we had this one in particular. She just kept going on and on and on. You ain't going to change my opinion. And I had to explain to her, little mama, nobody's trying to change your opinion. You're loud and wrong, and you're being corrected. You're not even listening. The comments she was making it very obvious she had not even read the responses that I sent to her explaining that this was something that was staged. And the lady staged it because she knew that it would get people triggered like that and go viral.
And sure enough.
What's crazy is anytime there's a woman that does something nice, goes out of her way to do something nice and kind for a man, you get this response.
Correct.
And it makes me think about the damn they clone Tyrone movie. What are they putting in the damn relaxer that these women putting in their hair? What's in the chicken? I mean, damn. The least little thing of your ass ready to jump out the window for some bullshit. We gotta
we've got their brain cells in a cobra clutch, man.
I'm just saying. It's not even that serious. And people were jumping supposedly intelligent, supposedly progressive women, were just jumping out the window. And I'm like, damn, I never said anything about the action of what happened in the video because I knew that it might have been staged. A lot of these things are staged. But the reaction to it from the people was just so over the top and despicable and disgusting. And I just got tired of seeing it. It's like this is every time, that something kind is done for a man. We have this type of knee-jerk reaction where we all got to get the knives out and go after him. Oh, he's being abusive. I don't believe him. The woman said she does not like her husband to cook. There's a video that she did after the video. She said herself she does not like her husband to cook. That man isn't holding a gun to her head and whatever. She don't like her husband to cook. And as far as the whole he's abusing her, this, that, and the third. And the other thing is it's I don't like the word expectations. Excuse me? Who is in a relationship that doesn't have expectations? But because
they have more expectations than us.
That's what I'm saying. And it's never a problem when they have expectations. But when a man has an expectation, bruh.
Yeah.
Dude, the hell is wrong with you?
I literally saw a post today, and it's not new information. It's stuff we already knew. But a dude very respectfully dropped a post. He kicked it off with a joke, and then he asked the question. He's like, women, is height really that big of a deal?
Yeah.
If your man is in such a certain height, or whatever, is it really that big of a deal? And if there were and there was a lot of response on the page,
Yeah.
If there was a good if there were a good 80 women that respond on that post,
Mm-hmm.
75, maybe 73, and I'm not even
6 feet or
exaggerating.
better. 6 feet or better.
75 certainly said it's important. I saw a couple of women. One woman said, when she was younger, it was important. Now that she's older, she realized it doesn't matter that much, whatever. But the
Uh-huh.
vast majority, all the women in the landslide were saying, yes, the height is important. One woman's either saying, yes, he needs to be the right size height, and he needs to have at least 8 inches of dick or better. Just throwing it all out there. Throwing it
And
all
that's
out there. And the amazing thing is, and the brother who posted this, he has, he has a lot of friends on his page. So it's
Yeah.
not like he has a small amount or whatever. Men and women are like, I saw no dudes dropping any negative responses, nothing whatsoever. They just let the women have it, let them do their thing. If this brother had did the exact same thing
Is
and
weight
said,
really that important,
brothers, we
fellas?
have some really nice sisters out here, that are a little chunky or a little over. They're BBWs, they're plus size, they're they're plushy or whatever the terms like to use.
Right. Fluffy.
Is it really that big of a disqualifier if they're that size?
Right.
And
Oh, it
you
would have
let
been
that post be full of dudes saying
World War III.
yes, and the tone wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter if they were slandering him, saying, "Yeah, no fat hoes, we don't want them." It wouldn't matter if they said, respectfully, I need a sister that's gonna keep up with my lifestyle.
It don't
It would have
matter.
been all kinds of misogynist. What size is your mama? All kind of out
All
of pocket.
yes, the mama. The
yeah.
mama. They go
Yeah.
to your
Your
mama.
mama black.
They
Your
all
mama
I
black.
always hear that. You didn't say nothing when your fat black ass mama made you. Your
Well,
fat
let's see
black
what
Uh-huh.
your
ass
mama
mama.
looks like.
Right.
Yeah, they always
Nonstop.
say your mama fat.
Again,
They don't care what your mama look like, automatically assuming that your mama fat.
Yeah.
How about that?
everything
Mamas
goes
and
back to your
dicks.
mama? Did your daddy? If you talk about the marital status, well, did your daddy marry your mama? Everything goes back there.
It's always a
Childish,
deflection. Childish.
immature,
Childish.
but
It's
also
either mamas
hypocritical
or
because
dicks.
again, you can have as a woman, you can have your preferences. You can have
Right.
what you want, your established preferences, and you're allowed to not budge them. But God forbid a man go ahead and lay down this is what it is. Now
Bruh.
all of a sudden he's just the most hateful,
Yes, he
sexist,
is.
misogynistic, evil,
Man.
patriarchal, XYZ. Insert any and all insults, legitimate and
Yeah.
otherwise, in there.
Real talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not allowed
And
to have a preference as a man. You're just not.
We have
You
an
do.
overabundance of immature women that are
Yes.
emotionally stunted. They refuse to do the work. And this is the trippy part. And I always say this, and I always get negative pushback on it. You only have three options in life when you find out that the situation isn't to your liking. You can either accept it as it is and
yeah,
do the work to change it.
yeah,
You can accept it and just move on. Okay, so it doesn't fit me. I can't
yeah,
change it. Just keep it moving. Or
exactly.
you can deny it reality and push back against it. And the
Correct.
majority go ahead and select the third option.
Of course.
That's not
Yeah,
an adult mindset. That's
Nah,
not a
bro.
healthy mindset.
yes,
Yeah, but that you
yeah,
gotta understand, man. When you have an echo chamber of idiots that get behind you every time and any time
Yep.
anybody with a pair of titties does something and roots for them simply because they are a female. You understand
mm,
what I'm saying? This is the dynamic that it creates, the dynamic that women can do no wrong. And that like Kevin Samuel said, the need to be right. You could be dead wrong. We're going to make you right somehow. Shout out Carly Russell, right?
Mm,
Because there are women out here caping for Carly Russell.
of
mm-hmm.
And you
course.
like, huh?
Of
Yeah,
course.
that you would think, this woman, she's actually with what she did, she's actually endangering black women as a group. Because the next time a black woman is really abducted, they're not going to be believed. They're not going to be taken seriously, largely in part because of, this stunt that she pulled. And, Tariq Nasheed had a very interesting look at it. And, our brother always sees things that we don't. He was like, man, they knew it was a finesse from the beginning. And he could tell by the way that they were covering it, because they were giving it so much media attention. When is the last time that you've seen a black woman disappear and she got all this
Right.
damn fanfare? That shit don't go
True.
like that.
She borderline got the John Benet Ramsey treatment.
Real talk. That don't go like that. So, in this is another one of those situations similar to the Lizzo situation where they're giving you a backhanded compliment. They're going all out. They got the FBI, the Secret Service, the goddamn local and state law enforcement, everybody out there. They got neighbors, everybody out there looking for this woman because they know that she's not really missing. You understand what I'm saying? That's why they went above and beyond like that, because black women are abducted and disappear all the damn time. You understand?
They
Let's
don't
keep it
care.
above. Let's be honest. Black women,
They don't care.
unfortunately, disappear all the time. They don't give a goody goddamn. All of a sudden, this one black chick with this bizarre story disappears. And I mean, it was verifiable because if you look at the video of her driving on the interstate in her car, you can see there's no toddler anywhere. You can't see anything out there. You know she's full of shit from the first time you see that video. And they got that video day one. So they're like, okay, we gonna play this game with you Negroes. We gonna give you everything you want. Tamika Mallory, Chevy Shabazz, she jumped her ass out the window. You know what I'm saying? Talking all kind of crazy. They already knew they was playing her, so it didn't matter. You understand?
But
So
that's how they work. That's how sinister and insidious they are. And it
it
goes
is.
back to what brother Neely Fuller Jr. shared
Mm-hmm.
way back when the Charlottesville riots popped off. He talked about, white supremacists take all sides of any issue, and that's how they're always able to stay in control, stay in power, and to shape the narrative. So we know and understand that they don't give black women and children coverage when they go missing. So now here's how they score some brownie points. Well, we know the story's bullshit. Let's go ahead and cover this so we can say,
Right.
see, well, you accuse us of not taking interest in black women, and we love black women. We care about them. So we really want
Mm-hmm.
Carly to be found. And then when the story blows up, she's been used to make black women as a collective look terrible,
Of course.
to put claims of not taking black women's plight seriously and put it in jeopardy. And they can say, well, you can't say we didn't do anything. We did our best. We want Carly to be found. And
Exactly.
she went right ahead like a dumbass and allowed herself to be used and weaponized for their benefit. And we got the nerve to have some black women still trying to cape for her.
Still caping for her. Heavy. Heavy. I'm like,
Think,
wow.
man,
Wow.
think. A lot of us really need to do some understanding of basic tactics. The controlled opposition. They be beating us across the head with a toilet bowl lid daily with that. Controlled opposition.
Yeah.
They put the
All the
red team
time.
up and the blue team up. I really got ninjas sitting back there saying, man, I'm on the red team side. You crazy? Man, no, I'm on the blue team side. And it's still the same damn team.
It's the same
You
team, bro.
idiot. You just
That's the
choosing
long
your
and
favorite
short of it.
flavor.
That's
Yeah.
the long and short of it.
I,
And it goes over our head every time. Every time,
I,
bro.
Gotta get smart.
I need people to understand that the echo chamber is really a sinister system that is basically programming our women in the wrong direction. And I want to show this video to show you how having a powerful woman around you, having a Susan around you, Susan Pitts around you, having a Mila Renee around you,
No
having
doubt.
different type of powerful women around you that will check you on the BS. That's what women need. When you have when we have what do you call it? When we have guys around us, we're checking them. Boom. And these fellas don't
Heavy.
hesitate to check me. Because they done checked me a couple times on some shit and like, yo, Aunt, really? And I was like, yeah, you know what? Y'all right. But that's what you need to be powerful. That's
Yes.
what you need to in order to grow. You need people that's not gonna be there and be like, yeah, man, we just Anthony's yes man. You know what I'm saying? So
Don't work
whatever
like
he
that.
say, we just gonna do, no, them niggas gonna tell me like straight up, no, that's some foul shit. No, we ain't gonna roll with that. Think about what you just said. Think
Mm-hmm.
about it, thought about it, and I was like, yeah, man, I appreciate y'all for making sure that even when I slide off the rail for a second, y'all push me back on the rail. You know what I'm
Still
saying?
trapping
And
steel.
you need that. You
Always.
need that. And I'm gonna show you how powerful this is. Listen, I want y'all to listen. Tune up your radios or your devices and listen to this.
Lady tell me she's, I think, just past 40, and her husband, I think, is like in his late 30s, like maybe like 41 and 39. They've been married for a while. I was talking with her about some problems we were having in our marriage, and she said, Joyce, what it sounds like to me is that your issue is that you are married to a real man, and a real man is not going to be ruled by a woman. And that hit me like a ton of bricks, and it immediately came to my mind when I was reading this excerpt. When she says, don't go down the path of expressing criticism, disapproval, and an ultimate lack of acceptance for your husband because it may cause rebellion, she's telling the truth. A real man is not going to allow himself to.
Yeah.
That's honey.
So,
That's honey.
Absolutely.
you know what I'm saying?
That's real.
Cause,
And I've actually, there's sisters that we know back in the day that,
mhm,
okay, would come to me for advice on XYZ, blase, squaze. And I would tell them the same thing. Like, yo, okay, well, tell me what happened. And then, okay, of course, first you get their version of what happened. No, tell me what really happened. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying? And then after I finally get the real story, I'm like, yeah, you full of shit. Tighten up. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, how you gonna say that? I'm your friend. Exactly. That's why I'm telling you, you full of shit. Your
yeah,
real friends, while we talking about real, you got real
yeah,
men and you got real friends. You understand what
yeah,
I'm saying? They cape for
yeah.
her because they can relate to BS living. You damn right, Mila Renee. A lot of
Sisterhood of
these females
dysfunction.
out here. What up, Shooter? Shout out to Shooter, man. That's a bomb ass engineer and producer. Good friend of mine. He did some work for us not too long ago. Y'all gonna hear it soon. We talked about that last week. Yeah, Shooter busy in the lab. But yeah,
Shooter, you the truth, man.
Shooter is the truth. He gonna get that mix pristine. Anyway, so yeah, you got these people out here, they putting the battery in these women back and you're not helping them. You
Mm,
know, I'll shut it down real quick. When and I that same sister I'm thinking about right now, this was years ago, but she came back and she thanked me later. She's married to that guy now. You
nice.
understand what I'm saying? And hell, there's another one I can think of. Same thing. Oh, he doing this, he doing that. Okay, well, tell me the whole story, exactly what went down, whatever, da 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 da. At the end of the day, a lot of time there's this weird dynamic now, whereas women are kind of allowed to just run around willy nilly and not be held accountable for anything. They think that they get to tell you when to be a man,
Mm,
and that's the shit that you got to check at the door.
yeah,
When and how. You feel me? It's like you don't get to
Right.
choose. You said that you like this, that, and that about him. You like that he's a protector. You like that he's a provider. He's very firm. And okay, well, now that he's being that way with you, all right, he's being firm with you. Isn't that what you
Mm.
said you like about him? Yeah, but what had happened was no, goddamn it. He's being firm with you because you're trying to get some shit past him that you really shouldn't be. You know better than that. Check
yeah,
yourself. And more of
It
us need to
goes
be on
back
that.
to just to really insert in there real quickly. It goes back to this really ridiculous, contradictory fairy tale
Yeah.
as fantasy that I first heard from a chick years and years. I'm talking like decades. I might have still been in middle school actually when I heard about this, and that
Mm.
just further goes to show just how juvenile the thinking is.
Yeah.
But um, this idea of I want a guy who's just this super thug. He's just mean. He's just nasty. He's ready to go at it with any and everybody. But with me, he's a teddy bear.
Right.
You know,
Right.
he's hard. He's hard on the outside. You know, he's bulletproof, super tough and steel. But somehow I just have access to all the squishy goodness
Man.
inside. And I'm
Man, look,
like, and I knew back then as a kid, this is retarded.
bruh.
This is stupid. And as an adult, I see women who still have that same kind of philosophy in their heads. And you hear about this most commonly when there's the whole concept of protecting women. You
Right.
say, what does that look like? And then you get to the meat and potatoes of it, and you find out, oh, you don't actually want protection. You're advocating for rescue. You want
Yeah.
to be free to
Yeah.
be as wild and reckless, make as many stupid decisions and choices as you possibly can. And when it hits the fan, when you end up to your neck in quicksand, when
Yeah.
when the whole building is collapsing around you on fire, now all
Uh-huh.
of a sudden you want a friggin' rescue hero to jump through the window and save you.
You won't be saved by a
When
light
if
skinned
you were
nigga with good
properly
hair.
protected,
But like the
Tyler
Tyler
Perry,
Perry
hello.
movie. Like a Tyler Perry movie. A light skinned nigga with
Ah,
good hair go fly up out the sky and swoop you about the burning
with
building.
with braids back on his son Shamar Moore vibe. But that's crazy. But the reality is, if you were protected and if you were accepting protection, you more than likely wouldn't have been in that situation in the first place because
Real talk.
protection, first and foremost, is making sure that you're not even in that situation to begin with. Now,
Correct.
rescue is a last resort. If you were in the rescue phase, that means everything you've done to this point has failed.
Right.
You have dropped the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever measures, whatever deterrence, whatever other mechanisms you had in place beforehand, they weren't sufficient.
Mhm.
Well,
Rescue is if you have to perpetually be rescued, that means somewhere in your protection setup,
yeah.
it
It's
sucks. It
it's
fails.
flawed. And you know
You
where
are
it usually
horrible at
is?
this.
Where it usually is, it's from you. Because of the fact that you don't listen.
Yeah.
Let's just keep it a buck right here. You know me, I don't care about offending
You
anybody.
want to do
So
what you want to do.
you,
Yeah.
yeah, I let y'all be the good guys as much as possible. I'm probably gonna offend some people, and I'm okay with that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But our good brother Minister Farrakhan, I was watching him the other day, and he said something very profound. About a lot of the ladies and how they like to talk about being protected. He said, "You cannot protect that which you cannot control."
Mm.
I fell off the chair because listen, and he spoke to the fact that I know women, you don't like that word control. He's
Hmm.
not, but you have to understand that a certain level of control is required for
Mm.
order in the first
Yeah.
place and for security in the second place. And that's the long and short of it. If you're not willing to
Correct.
relinquish that, go somewhere else. That's the
Correct.
long and short of it. You know, Nobody is telling men out here to be a tyrant. You understand what I'm
Mm.
saying? And to talk down on women and disrespect them and disregard their feelings, so forth and so on. But you have to have order. There has to be a level of respect. You are asking someone to provide you with covering, and in many cases, many instances, doing everything in your power to work against them, providing you with that covering at the same time. How that word?
And
Shout
that's
out to
why.
Dusty TV. I see you. What's up? Yeah, go ahead. Go
And that's
ahead.
What
no. I
what
was
what
saying.
men bring to the oh sorry my bad.
No, no. I was just gonna say. Um, this is what I said. I'm gonna say it real quick so you could go ahead. I don't want you to forget your thought. But I always tell people, men are the prize. Point blank. Let's kill that discussion. When you become married, the marriage kick in. Now your woman becomes the prize because now you have a woman that is fit perfectly in your system that is going to reproduce and make you 10 times better because you
Mm-hmm.
selected the right woman. So that's the transition. The prize starts with the man and transition into the marriage. Now it goes to the women, but now you
Mm-hmm.
both are the prizes and you both are now running on a cylinder of producing greatness together. But we got to understand when we keep letting women and y'all women keep saying y'all the prize, you're doing yourself an injustice because when you say that you're the prize, you're going to act like we got to kiss your ass for you to be selected in our system. And that does not work. And that's why I'm glad Major brought that point up from Minister Farrakhan, that you can't protect what you can't control. So if you can't protect what you can't control, then guess what? I'm not going to give you the coverings or the protection that you seek. This is why we're having this asinine ass comment and discussion about I will submit when I feel like my man is leading me correctly. You know why you're saying that? Because you're choosing a man that is not choosing you. So therefore, if a man is choosing you, he's going to lead you correctly. He's going to understand what you need to understand how to cover you. Ordained from God goes to man. This is why God wants to holler at the man first. And by going and connecting with the man, he now can protect his family, which is his woman and child. That's where the order comes from. We always talk about any part of any job has a chain of command. You can't be a customer and want to reach the CEO. It don't work like that. You're a customer, you go to the employee. The employee can't handle it, then guess what? You go to the manager. The manager can't handle it, they go to the regional manager. The regional manager, then they go up the ladder. That's the chain of command. Same thing when it comes down, you're ordained into your man. He's the prize. You got to find your ordained man that's going to protect you through thick and thin. Let me tell you something. And I know this for a fact. And me and Major never had any we didn't have any dialogue or anything about when it comes to his wife, right? That's in his household. But I can guarantee you one thing I do know is that man going above and beyond for his wife. That man will make sure she's protected and covered because he chose her. And he's not going to choose somebody he's not going to go all out for. And you guys heard it last week. He said, sometimes his woman might be working late or out. And guess what he's doing? He's in there cooking. He's cleaning. He's, going in there fixing stuff.
Yeah. Real
That's
talk.
the man that's pushing love in the household, showing his wife, baby, I got you.
That's it.
What do you need? And guess what his wife gonna do?
Shush.
Wife gonna do the same thing. Wife gonna do the same thing for him because she understands I got a man that's going all the way out here, and I've been running through knuckleheads. I've been passing through knuckleheads, and I never gave them a chance. And now I met a genuine man that genuinely loves me. You think I'm gonna fuck this up? Hell no.
The real talk. Is that real?
And that's when you become at your ultimate most, is because now his wife's head is thinking about how can I make us bigger than what we are. And Major is thinking the same thing. How can I get my legacy and my family bigger than what it is? And their outside focus is no longer existent. It's now focused on inside, trying to build to show like my legacy, our legacy together. So
yes,
you got to understand how powerful that is. This is why we're telling you to understand it. Understand the correctness of what's going on, because when you have the mindset in a correct way, then you'll go out here and achieve what you need to achieve. And we're seeing everybody line up, and Mila Renee, she has a great dude on her shoulders, and I'm loving the energy that's coming from them.
I love it. I love it.
And it's super dope when a guy finds that woman and says, "Yo, I want to invest in," and she finds that man and like, "Hey, I want to invest in him." And the producing energy out of that is so infectious, and it's just so powerful that it creates room for other people to see by example. And I told you guys multiple times how powerful leading by example is. You don't talk about that stuff, you do it. You move by example, because you could tell, like I told y'all last week, you could tell your children to go out there and save money. If you are a parent and you ain't saving a goddamn penny, how the hell you expect your child to sit back and save? And you
Right.
can't tell me about no money because anybody can save money because I could tell you people that work at McDonald's that save up and have more in their bank than a lawyer and doctor. I've seen it myself. I've seen their
Mhm.
account.
Real talk.
It's all about how you training yourself. It's about, your focus, your discipline. All of that comes into play when it comes into your adult life. I didn't mean to rant on that long. Bobby, I hope you ain't forget your thought, but I'm gonna pass it back over to you. I just wanted to say that real quick.
No, I still got
Good.
I still got a chokehold. I was gonna say, just to further drill down on what you said, I wouldn't even just so much say that the man is a prize because a man in and of himself, just by virtue of having a stick and some berries,
Yeah.
that doesn't make him the prize. It is the masculine man who is the prize.
Mm,
Because if this is a man who's not masculine, if he's
yeah.
effeminized or he's neither on neither end, he's just right in the middle, just neutral. What's going to
Yeah.
happen is he's essentially going to be a lame duck.
Yeah.
Mm.
He's going to have the form, he's going to have the shape of the man, but he's not going to
Yes.
be operating in the way that a man should be moving. See, it's the
Yeah.
masculine man that secures his woman and secures his household. It's the
Yeah.
masculine man that protects and that provides. It's the
Exactly.
masculine man that when there's a bump in the night, he hears something. The wife might not even be up just yet, but he hears that he goes to secure the check on the premises to make sure everything's cool,
Mm.
and he
Correct.
responds to any threat that's out there. If
Yeah.
it's a feminized dude, he's doing like Scooby Doo and Shaggy. He's trying to jump in her arms. Zoinks! Honey, can you go and see what's happening downstairs? So it's not just any man; it's
Real
the
talk.
masculine man. But even that aside, the most impactful and powerful thing, the most powerful attribute of the masculine man is
Mm,
structure,
Yep.
yes.
order.
Yes.
Order.
Yes. Yes.
That's what a masculine man brings, not just his household, but to the environment. And
Correct.
that's why it's important to have masculine men. You want to know why society is getting so out of whack now? It's because there is a steady, constant assault on masculine men.
Mm-hmm.
Masculinity and manhood is under assault.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the reason why everywhere we look, we keep on seeing, slowly but surely, structures being
Yeah.
peeled back, orders being taken back, and we're seeing all kinds of chaos slip through the cracks that we never saw before. Why?
Right.
Because that
Yes.
was not allowed to pop off when masculine men were free to operate. Now, that's
Correct.
not to say that things were perfect. Nothing ever
Correct.
is. But
Mm.
we certainly had a whole lot less chaos and disorder than we have now.
Right.
It's the
Yes.
point where everybody's noticing now. There might be some questions or some dialogue and debate about how we feel about it, but we can
Mm,
definitely all unanimously agree that things are a lot different than they used to be, and for the most part, we're not fans of the direction that things are going in.
correct.
Mm.
So the masculine man is the linchpin to creating that order and out of chaos. I was talking on a thread earlier this week. My brother, shout out to my brother, intellectual sniper JC.
Mm,
He went ahead and dropped a post, and I commented on it. He was talking about how a lot of single mothers, they may mean well, but they unintentionally handicap and even destroy their sons.
Mm-hmm.
And
correct.
I agreed with that, and I said one of the most pivotal things that a single mother can do is, at least when the boy is of age, um, but to
Hand them off.
turn over their son to his father and let that man raise him and instill those virtues and pour into him. And I said, if the father is in prison, if he's dead, or if he's just completely MIA, go ahead and turn him over to an uncle of his, an older cousin,
Yes.
grandfather. In some cases, that's what's available, and it doesn't have to be limited to your side of the family. It could be on the father's side of the family. So if you actually have a relationship with the father's side of the family, just not him, see if the boy has an uncle over there, if he has a grandfather over there, be willing to go ahead and at least for a time take him under his wing and begin instilling those virtues of manhood in them. And I had a
Mm,
respectful dialogue with some sisters. I love when I have intelligent, respectful dialogue with the sisters. It always just takes me to a different level. We
It's
don't have to
dope.
necessarily agree, We can have a difference of opinions on things, but if it's respectful, if you can tell there's love there, we just don't see eye to eye on the issue.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I walk away from those exchanges feeling very good and feeling very positive. So I felt very good about the exchange. One sister was like, "Well, I don't know about any men. I've never heard of any man going ahead and that's not family taking on a boy or a child that's not his own." And I said to her, "Well, sis, with all due respect, how many women do you know who have asked, have reached
Mm.
out, have sincerely asked about this?"
Right.
And I had to let her know,
Mm-hmm.
look, the number one obstacle, and y'all have both certain different roles. I'm sure you guys will be able to check me if I'm off or confirm what I'm saying either way.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
But the number one obstacle for men, and this includes fathers too,
Mm-hmm.
that gets in the way of their ability to properly raise up their sons and to properly train them in manhood
Mm-hmm.
is a boundary overstepping mother.
Mm.
That's true.
Gets in the way. And I said, look, I've been working with children for I let her know I've been working with children for years. I don't
Mm-hmm.
currently, but I remember some of my students that I work with, some of the kids that have been under my charge. I mean, for however long I had them,
Mm.
I've had some hard headed young men, hard headed.
Mm-hmm.
But in a lot of cases, I was able to get great results out of them. We were able to make progress. I was able to get them to perform whatever the case may be and whatever we were working on. I was able to get results out of them, results that even some other instructors were not able to get out of them. At
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
best, with the support of their mothers, I've had some mothers that I had to tell them, I can only do so much because I don't own this place. I just work here, so I got to go within regulation for the most part. But
Right.
I've had some mothers basically all but tell their children, "That's your dad now. Don't let him have to call me. If you need to pop you, if you need to spank you, whatever you need to do, go ahead and do it." I'm like, I appreciate that. And I know how to take that. At
Yeah.
worst, if there's no involvement, but I'm just left to do my thing, I can get results with these children. I can get results with these boys.
That's what's up.
But
We
when I
need
got
that.
a mother here and she's trying to coddle the child, you try to instill order, structure, and she's trying to coddle, or she's trying to undercut or handicap you, or worse, trying to, and this is another thing that happens, trying to essentially parent through you and use you as an extension of herself. She basically wants you to say everything that she's saying and do everything she's doing, but just in your body.
Mm.
That never
In
gonna
those
work.
cases, have had no progress, and in some cases, we've actually seen progress actually regress. They've actually gotten
Mm.
worse.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I've spoken to
Yeah.
coaches, teachers, mentors, and they've all said the same thing. Man, I just hate when these mothers come around, these parents come around, man. They just can't get out my damn face, man. I can't coach. Every time I try to say something, they just right there talking over my shoulder, whatever. They just undermining. Let me do my thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I had one mother who reached out. She said, I'm glad to see what you're saying because she said I just sent my son to go live with his father for a year, and I've been doing a whole lot of hand wringing. I'm so nervous, whatever. And I said, the best thing you can do is just trust the process. Just sit
Mm-hmm.
back, shut up, let the father be a father. The boy needs this, but the father needs this too. See, fatherhood is
Mm-hmm.
important for men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Real talk.
I'm not gonna say every man needs to be a father, just like I'm not gonna say every man needs to be a husband, because that's not for everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel that both husbandship and fatherhood are divine callings. Those are serious things. I know some people say things like marriage is a piece of paper, or they take a very reckless approach with having children. But to me, those are very sacred things. It's a sacred responsibility where you'd say, I'm going to take on responsibility for another person. That's
Mm.
huge.
Exactly.
So there's things that being a father is going to pull out of you as a man. It's going to refine you. You're going to have to confront some things because as you see this little person who's an offshoot of you, you're going to see a lot of yourself in that child. You're going to see some good things in that child, but you're going to see some bad things in that child as well too.
Yeah.
True.
And you're going to have to find ways how to steer your child through those landmines so that these flaws, these setbacks that the child has, they don't become a handicap to the boy.
Correct.
It's
Yeah.
going to
That's
cause you to
good.
become a better man by consequence. So you got to go ahead and do that. So let him do his thing. If you keep on interrupting, if you keep on trying to, step in and intervene, it's not going to work. Otherwise, the man just kept the boy. What you send him out for? And I
Real
told him the
talk.
best thing you could do, take up some hobbies, maybe start a business, do something now that you're not the custodial parent anymore. That's a lot of free time and mental time that's 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 open to you now.
Yeah.
Do something that's going to keep you busy and constructive that you can put all that mental energy towards. And I'm positive
Agreed.
that your whole family is going to be better for this experience if you just trust the process. But that's what men do. That's what masculine men do.
Yeah, there's statistics that back that up as well. Masculine men produce better outcomes for their children, more successful children than single mothers. That's just statistics. You can't fight it. A lot of times women like to,
Structure.
a lot of times women like to look at themselves as isolated anomaly incidents when they talk about certain situations. Well, I produced and raised a successful son. We're talking about statistically, we're talking about nationwide. It's not like that for everybody. There's more men that produce successful children versus single mothers because a masculine man still carries the dynamic of maintaining a two-parent household. Because
That
let me tell
structure
you
is
something.
important.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me tell you something. I was talking to a woman the other day, and we had a long conversation. And I was telling her, like about my stepson and how he ended up being like with 3 months. He was with Burger King, and he got promoted in 3 months. And he hugged me and he said, my hard work is watching you every day get up, go out there, work, never complain, bring food to the table. I wanted to be like that. I wanted to show people that I had that same drive. That's why I was
Mm-hmm.
telling people to lead by example. And trust me, children are watching. When you think they're not watching, they're watching. Trust me.
Mhm.
So I was telling her about that, and she was telling me that she had a son, and she was like, her son really isn't, into cleaning or doing, activities like that. And I said, so was his father around? She was like, nah, he wasn't really around. He was distant, but he was never in contact with him like that. And I said, well, did you have any mentors or anything like that? And they was like, no. So he's grown. He's a grown adult now. She has a little daughter, and the brother now is very protective of the little daughter, and he's doing everything for the daughter. So here's the ill dynamic that a lot of people don't know. The daughter kind of like, because she knows her mother the whole time, little girls will say something back to their mother, not disrespectful, but just have that interaction with their mother. When it comes to the brother and the brother tells her to do something, there's no back and forth interaction. There's no, can I, that little girl does it on the drop of the beat when her brother says something.
Different energy.
So it's a different energy, and people don't understand the dynamics of that. And when I tell you that when you look at it and you understand that type of dynamic, you'll understand why statistically single fathers produce better and productive children than single mothers. I tell people all the time, and I was telling her this, I said, whenever I run across single mothers, I always break it down to them. The reason why we were so successful in the household, two parents are so successful, is because you can do all the bull crap you want. But when your daddy get home,
Mm.
ain't no radio being played. That
It's
motherfucker gonna
different.
whoop your ass from one end of the room to the next end of the
It's
room. And
different.
guess what?
Yeah.
He gonna slam that door and you gonna get right. Guess who comes in the
Universal.
room? Guess who comes in the room to now soothe you? Not your daddy, your
Your
mother.
mother. Yeah.
So your mother comes in now and she's telling you, baby, the reason you got beat like that, you got to understand you can't do this, you can't do that. Now she comes in with the nurturing. Baby, go ahead, clean yourself up. I got some food for you. Go eat. Now remember, think about what you did so your daddy don't have to go through this again. And you don't
Mm-hmm.
take your dad. That was the dynamic. And you know what's so crazy about it is that even our police officers use that dynamic. They call it good cop, bad cop. And
True.
that's how they get a lot out of the criminal. You see what
Yep.
I'm saying?
Psychology right there.
Exactly. So it's like the bad cop will sit there and badger the criminal, badger. And the guy is like, I don't want to talk. And then the good cop come in and be like, hey man, here's some water. You want a cigarette? All right, man, here's some cigarette, man. I know he could be a little ass at times, but you know what I'm saying? We just want,
Hmm.
and next thing you know, he over there smoking a cigarette, drinking the water, and he's singing like a bird, telling
Yeah.
everything to the
Hmm.
good cop.
Telling
That's the
everything.
same dynamic we had in the household. That's why it was so effective for two parents to be in the household. We got so much done and we had productive children.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I just wanted to point that aspect of it out of that. Oh, a lot of times people don't understand the dynamics, and I think you brought something real good up, Bobby, um, where a lot of times we don't look at men. Men don't have that automatic grace or anything like that. But men go out here and do so much, and even men get treated so bad, even when they put their life on the line or they put themselves in harm's way, just so that our women and men, women and children can survive and be successful, or push them into another realm, right? So I just want to show this video real quick and show you. This is a very powerful video, and I think a lot of people don't understand it, but I'm gonna give you perspective on it. All right.
Go
Dog
for
on
it,
a
man.
motherfucking boat, and that bitch started to go down like the Titanic, and it was only a certain number of lifeboats. They gonna say women and children first. And if you a nigga, if you say hell no, man, I'm getting the boat first, immediately you're gonna be judged. Just because you value your life over allowing a bitch and a baby to live over you, you're gonna. Women don't have them kind of problems. We ain't asked to sacrifice our life because we are a certain gender. We ain't asked that. In situations where it's a choice, the world places.
They
Mm-hmm.
place a lot of burden on
That's
men.
real.
Hmm.
That
That's
is real.
real.
We gotta we gotta
It's
be
real.
truthful about our conversation. That what we do here. But what she said is very real. We as men don't get that option. And this goes back to what I was saying before, where men are three times more likely to commit suicide than any other gender. And you see why. You know, you value your life, and somebody says, nah, you can't go yet.
Mm.
When you look at the Titanic, even when you look at the movie, I know most of us seen the movie, it was a band of men that was sitting there playing the guitar because they knew they wasn't even going to get off the boat. So they
Real
was like,
talk.
man, you know what? We're going to just play this music, and, you know, the women and children going to get off the boat, and we just going to go with it. You see what I'm
And if
saying?
you
So
think,
I just,
and if you think about it, and again, we're not talking about this is the expectation that's placed on men with their wives and their children,
mhm.
These
or
are
even men
random
and their
people.
families. As a man, you don't know those women or those children over there
Right.
from a hole in the wall,
Real talk.
from a bird's nest in a tree. But that expectation, that societal expectation, is still placed on you just as much as it is on her, as it will be on her husband, as will be on the child's father or their
Mm-hmm.
relatives,
Yep.
just
Correct.
as much.
Yes.
And I'm not knocking that either. I'm not necessarily saying that that's a bad thing. I think that's a great thing.
Yes.
However,
Hmm.
the respect and the adherence to your role
Hmm.
as the fairer sex, that has to be adhered to,
Mm-hmm.
because you can't come around here and expecting men to go ahead and do their part of the bargain. But for you, it's a la carte. You can pick and choose. I feel like doing this today. I don't feel like doing this today.
Right.
The men are
Right.
always being held to their job, but you can call in sick when you feel like. You got
Mm-hmm.
vacation time.
Yeah.
You got bereavement leave. You've got, you got vacation time. You've got community service leave, whatever. You can
Uh-huh.
just show up late if you feel like. You can even just skip a day. You don't have to call.
Yeah, that's this weird
That's a raw
energy.
deal.
That's this weird energy now where everybody think they can just make up their own damn rules. There are I hear this a lot in the dating and relationship conversations. Oh, there's no such thing as gender roles anymore. They love to say that shit. You know what I'm saying? But let some shit pop off, and let's see how true we stay to that. You dig? We got to start being honest with ourselves. You know, so many people allow others to blow smoke up their ass, you know, and they just don't keep it real. You know, there was a reason. I had this conversation with my mother the other day. There's a reason that we used to have defined roles and so forth as far as gender is concerned. And I was listening to our good queen mother Shahrazad Ali. I'm gonna drop this link in the chat right now. Boy, she went all the way in on this interview on this show called Vibrations. I was watching that interview earlier today. Boy, listen, Shahrazad Ali, we got to get her on the show. This sister,
I definitely
yo, you talk about raw dog, and like, I don't want to hear your excuses. This is what it is. Like, yo, this sister put it where the goats can get it, like the old timers used to say. You understand what I'm saying? And she went all the way in. And that link that I just sent, I encourage everybody to go watch that, because people like to. It's like how people read the Bible. People like to pick their little verses out, the ones they like, the ones that serve their little agenda that they can say behind some bullshit they just did and make it seem justifiable. They like to pick out those little parts and then forget about everything else. Like, those are the only few quotes that exist in the book. Well, that's how a lot of us like to do in dating and relationship conversations. And, back and forth, we like to pick what we like and leave everything else out, and it just don't work like that, man. One hand washes the other. My great grandmother taught me that. Fanny Campbell, R.I.P. She died when she was 100 years old, but she told me at a very young age, you don't go out there and allow no woman to use you for nothing. You provide for her these things, you provide for her, and then there are things that she provides for you, and y'all work together. You complement each other, and that's how you have a successful, marriage or involvement. Her husband passed. There was no divorce. Her husband passed away, and she lived till she was 100. I'd rather take the game from somebody like that than some of these bird brains running around here trying to give relationship advice. And that's another problem. We got the blind leading the blind in a lot of these situations, or whatever the case may be. But that's a whole other show. You know what I'm saying? We got too many people out here that don't know shit about relationships or marriages or anything. Trying to give other people instructions on dating and relationships. Do you know that Superhead has a goddamn show on dating and relationships? The fuck is this bird going to teach anybody about dating and relationships and unions?
There's only one thing she should be teaching in regard to relationships and dating. And I wish somebody would miss and say the subject is anything or starts with anything other than what I got in mind.
I'm just saying,
it's gonna be an altercation, boy.
Superhead has a show on dating and relationships. You can't be serious.
These are
you know what I mean? People who are uniquely unqualified to speak at all. I was just talking earlier about how everybody don't need to speak. You understand? This person, what they gonna teach?
They're gonna be looking at you like this.
Hey yo.
Boy.
Should never give y'all the internet, man.
It's one long joke, bro. It's one long joke, and it's bad comedy at the end of the day, bro.
You can't make this stuff up.
You can't make this stuff up. I scratch my head every day. I post in the chat all the time. It's like they're trying to top each other. Who can be the shittiest? Bruh. What?
It's a race to the bottom, and gravity isn't enough for them. They're trying to put together a rocket jetpacks. They're trying to build
Mhm.
wings. They're trying to tie anvils and anchors. Just plain old gravity is not even enough for them.
Exactly.
They got
Bruh.
to break the sound barrier with it, man. It's wild.
So,
Yeah.
I definitely seen some. I know we talked about a lot of the hood rat. I'll get back onto that, but I want to definitely sprinkle some Dusty Dude and Dusty Business. I caught this the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a Dusty Dude came and got under Forbidden Knowledge. If you guys don't know who Forbidden Knowledge is, that is Billy Carson. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Billy Carson, but he's very high energy, high level, intellectual dude that
Okay.
really can break down some real good stuff if you ever listen to Billy Carson. So he had put up a picture of his wife, right? And this is Billy Carson and his wife. I think they were down here in Florida and they had like I think it was a leadership slash activist award ceremony down here, and that's his wife to the left.
Okay.
So one guy came in the comments, and this is a Dusty Dude. A Dusty Dude came in the comments and said, "Bro, please keep your work and your woman separate. Make a personal account for your real friends and family. This kind of dilutes your work, and she just looks like she wants attention."
Where do they manufacture the gun?
Jesus.
Man, look.
God.
So here's the clapback. The
Oh.
clapback is off the chain. This is a phenomenal clapback,
Ah.
and this is something we
Uh-huh.
talked about earlier. He said that woman, in quotation, is responsible for the growth of forbidden knowledge. She literally built this company to where it is now by organizing the company and building teams around me. Then she
Mm-hmm.
manages all of that. This is why she won the Executive of the Year award, as
Mm.
she's responsible for generating millions of dollars. How many millions of has your quote woman generated? Clap back at a century to a Dusty
Woo!
Dude. Like, this is how
Woo!
you
Oh,
respond
plenty.
to a
Oh.
Dusty Dude that
Oh.
says something like that to you.
Plenty of dollars in the negative.
Oh.
Boy,
Oh,
this
Exactly.
here.
internet.
Woo!
One of the biggest things I One of the biggest things I dislike about social media, the internet specifically, but social media,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm,
is just how empowered it's got so many people.
mhm.
There was a man. Look, I miss the '80s. I miss the '90s. Back in the day, where if you bump your gums on certain things,
Knock your
you
goddamn
had
teeth out.
you had to see
Good
somebody.
good old days,
Somebody
man.
was gonna pull up on you, and there was a cost. There was a cost, a dollar amount on whatever rah rah you was talking,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it didn't matter if you was big balling, didn't matter if you were broke
Correct.
as a joke, if you left your wallet at home, you was
Correct.
gonna pay the tab.
Real
Correct.
talk. Yeah.
Ain't no I'll pay next time, put on my tab. Nah, the bill don't come due. You gonna get this
Yeah.
work, and I guarantee you're gonna be a whole lot more humble later on.
Oh yeah.
Cause ain't no way he
Exactly.
was gonna say that dude in his face, and if he did, you probably be able to see that damn red handprint from the
Mm-hmm.
International Space Station.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And
Ain't no
here's the
way.
kicker. Here's the kicker right here. Right. So he made the post that says, "Say what you want. I got to ride or die, point blank, period. She ain't going nowhere." And then she wrote, "Nope, not going anywhere. Got to be right here by my baby's side. So bye, haters.
There you
Peace."
go.
It don't
There
get
you
no,
go.
it don't get no better than that. You know what I'm saying? And this is her social media on Instagram, and this is his social media on Instagram. If you
Okay.
guys want to check them out,
I'm gonna
you
check that
can.
dude out. Yeah.
But
Right.
yes, that the clapback was so good on the Dusty Dude, and there's nothing more powerful than checking a man when you got a powerful woman, like when you got a powerful queen by your side. Man, the
Man.
check is heavy. heavy because it's like he said, "Yo, she generated millions for me. What did quote unquote your woman do?"
Man, shut
Not a
your
Dude
ass
got
up
damn
and sit
quiet.
thing.
down. In other
Dude
words,
got
shut.
quiet. He
Generated
couldn't
debt.
say nothing. He
There you
couldn't
Probably
go.
say
generated
nothing.
probably generated infidelity.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Probably generated you getting all kind of smack talk.
And the thing is, where did he get this from? Like, she just looked like she want attention. How, nigga? That's his wife. He's taking a single picture with his wife. How? And she's not sitting up there, in her little stripper uniform with a tramp stamp showing. She looks
Yeah,
classy. She looks presentable. What is this nigga talking about?
But you know
yeah.
what the
Where?
problem is? That's
Mm,
hate. That is hate.
I'm
If
just
she
saying.
was if she was a little dumpy looking, fat, obese whale,
Yeah. Yeah. He wouldn't have had a problem with it.
everywhere you look, no, he wasn't gonna say that. He was gonna say, "Hey, man, maybe you shouldn't have your wife out there." She wasn't gonna be none of that. The problem is he's uncomfortable with how good she looks.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yes.
bruh, that's some whole shit. Like, we don't move like that. Ooh, man.
Imagine being uncomfortable with how attractive another man's wife is, and
I'm
you're nowhere
I'm
near.
glad
It's
I'm
not even like y'all
glad
in the
you
same room or sharing an elevator. You
I'm
nowhere
glad
near them. You probably never gonna be near them.
exactly. I'm glad you made that point, Bobby, because I definitely want to transition over to this since you said that. And it's
Oh,
so
Because
true.
that's what I
oh,
was thinking of
Champion
too.
boxer Terrence Crawford is being ridiculed for still being with his mother of his 6 children because she's chubby and unfit for a champion.
look,
His
bruh.
So
wife and
just like
mother.
what you just said,
Let's edit that right there first and foremost. This ain't his baby mama. It's his wife and
exactly,
the mother of his 6 children.
Dude,
correct.
the Dusty niggas lost their mind on this post. I had to check a few dudes, man.
That's
I'm
the
like,
red pill
bruh.
suckers.
I had to, them niggas, I don't know who taught them that they was alpha. These red pill busters, dude. First of all, Rolo Tomasi's the godfather of your movement. Your movement ain't shit because Rolo Tomasi is an imbecile. You know what I'm saying? You can tell him I said that he can see me. You understand? But this post, right? This bothered me more than any other thing that I saw that went viral this week because shout out to our brother Terrence Crawford. He beat the brakes off, dude. I mean, convincingly. My God, this man is
Yes,
a beast. And
yes,
in his moment of triumph, where we should be congratulating him, we should be rallying around him, we should be letting him know how proud we are of him. Here we come with this bullshit. You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? And it's like, bruh, that is some of the most hoish shit you can do as a man, dude.
Mhm.
You need your ass beat if you come
Yeah.
out doing posting this type of bullshit. I had to check a few people. I mean, when I checked them, I left people with their asshole burning after I let into their ass on the type of shit they were saying about this sister. This sister
Yeah.
had 6 kids, bruh. Beautiful sister, by the way. Pretty face. Okay, she's a little chubby, they say, whatever. Okay, first of all, she's not a public figure. She's not a celebrity. This is not about her.
Mhm.
Secondly, who are we to jump into this man's marriage because he's a champion now? He's been a champion for what, an hour and a half? He's a
Mhm.
champion now, right? And so we're going to jump in and we're going to tell him who it's okay for him to be with and not be with based on our standards of how, let's just keep it a buck with most of these niggas, how we would like our woman to look. You understand what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Because most of these niggas is talking that bullshit. They woman is 50 pounds heavier than her. Okay?
Mhm.
You understand? And there was a so-called journalist, some Indian buster. I mean, I don't like when people of other races hop into black affairs. Straight
Yeah.
up and down. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like that. He comes in. I felt like it was a racial thing with him, because a lot of East Indians, they don't care for black folks too tough. I don't
Yeah.
see nobody
No.
talking about an Indian boxing champion, which there never has been, like that. Okay. I don't see nobody talk about, while we're at it, let me just throw that in. You dig? Shut your ass
Hey,
up and sit down somewhere.
hold on. The only Indian boxer that box I can remember was from Mike Tyson Punch Out. I think it was a Sheik, right?
Yeah.
That was the best boxer I seen.
I'm just saying, bro. Y'all ain't got no champion. Shut the fuck up. Like, really? And his name was Gajan Gajananda Baheti.
Oh no.
Gajananda Baheti. He is trash. You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, shut your ass up. You don't know anything about American sports. You call yourself a sports journalist, and this is the best you could come up with. This was the title of his article. Should a world champion boxer have a fat girlfriend? And then after that, mother of Terrence Crawford's children, Alindra Person, received no mercy after stepping into the blah blah blah. But that's the title of his article. Now later in the article, he goes on to explain that another boxer is the one who said that. Should a world champion boxer have a fat girlfriend? And he talks about how it's disgusting later on in the article. But he
Yeah.
used that as the title of his article.
Yeah.
That's despicable so-called journalism. That's yellow journalism.
Yellow ass
You ain't
journalism.
shit. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
need to shut your ass up before you get punched in your mouth. Dog, you come around
Yo,
black folks talking that bullshit.
I'd pop the taste out of his mouth
This
with that nonsense.
I'm just
That's
saying.
in my family. On
I've always
GP.
talked. I've always talked about this book. Is I keep it right here. You guys can see it in the back. I always have it in the background. But I think this book is very powerful. It's one of my top 3 books of all time. Top 3 of all time.
Agreed.
It
Every
is
time
now.
I run into a medical professional, especially if they're black, I always ask them if they have this book. I gifted a nurse this book before, just so she could read it and understand why this book is so powerful. When you read this book, you'll understand that women that give birth, it will give you a newfound level of respect, because the shit that women have gone through, and this is decades upon decades of documented history, even going back a century. You know what I'm saying? Of documented history of women that have went through horrific tales of being given childbirth. That's something that is not talked about enough. It is very serious, and we have a lot of women that died on the table giving birth to a child.
Real
You
talk.
know, so when you sit
Facts.
back and you talk about somebody being oversized or overweight, that is married, that is somebody's wife, and to have 6 children with somebody, that's a blessing. And
Mm-hmm.
she's still here, that's a
Yeah.
blessing. And people don't understand that and they overlook that. But let me tell you something. If you guys ever heard, if you ever heard any of Terrence Crawford's interviews,
Mm-hmm.
this man was a troubled youth.
Okay.
And he was knocking out kids at the age of 6. He had got shot. He was so ruthless. He had got shot in the head by a bullet. He was sitting in his car and he got shot in the head.
Mm-hmm.
He drove himself to the hospital and survived. You don't know what this
Damn.
woman did that nurtured his spirit of how he is now. You
Real
know,
talk.
when you look at powerful pictures of even powerful videos, because I see them all the time in Africa,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll have a woman that will put her hand on a lion's head and that lion will just calm down.
Yeah. I've seen it.
We have women out here that do that to men. The
True.
most untamed, untangible man, uncontrollable, unemotional man can be tamed by a certain woman.
Yeah.
And
That's
that
real.
woman that did that end up being his wife and producing 6 beautiful children for him. The amount of work that she does behind the scenes, because she's not a celebrity, we're not privy to their information, but I'm pretty sure if she was to shut down, his whole world would collapse. So why wouldn't I project and push my woman out there, especially after doing something so historical? And I wanted people in the world to know that I was able to pull off something so historical, end up with 4 belts, and here is my woman that doesn't get enough notoriety, and I'm projecting her to the public and showing her this is the queen that's responsible for my success. And you got jackasses who will sit behind a typewriter just for clickbait and say some real degenerate shit when they should be sitting here asking Terrence Crawford to see if they could get interviews with his wife so she could put the knowledge out there and produce other wives that can sit back with a championship contender as such as Crawford.
Facts.
Instead of gaining knowledge from people that we can gain knowledge from, because this whole world is that we're running around here and we have to learn in the process. There's nothing more important and nothing more solid than learning from somebody who's been in the paint. And a lot of these women out here, these young girls out here, need that type of imagery. They need that type of storyline and you know, that whole aura of what's going on, so that they could be that next woman for their future husband. You know, instead of looking at all the degenerate action that just make you think that you could just be banging dudes left and right and enjoying the perks, and that's fine. That's not fine, because at the end of the day, we all have to transition. We all get old. Our body's not going to look the same. You're going to need somebody and some companion to live out the rest of your latter years with. And if you run around here trying to be this 50, 60-year-old woman, hot girl, it's not going to end up looking good for you. It's a bad look. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, I had to laugh when you said that shit. This 50 or 60-year-old hot girl, because boy, they trying everything out here, man. I remember when I was promoting that Iguanas, Pangea Thursdays at the Hard Rock, man, Euro, man, I was promoting all kind of clubs, and it was the weirdest thing, man. You used to see these women literally in their 40s and 50s try to compete, you know, with these young girls dressing like them, you know, talking to the same men, you know what I'm saying? Just their whole demeanor. It was that 13th grade shit for real, man. Like, it's the same people that wanted to fight over the goddamn picnic. Like, bruh, how old are you? This perpetual teenager shit, I'm just not rocking with it, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like, really? God damn.
You gotta understand it's gonna take you down the wrong path. And I want to show you guys this video to show you how you guys, when you start to be delusional and you start to go out here and search for attention, and you're running around here trying to get this sympathy, a lot of people are gonna call you out. They're gonna call you out for it. They're gonna expose you for who you are. And I think a lot of times women run to social media to put one narrative out there and not telling the true narrative behind it. So y'all got to be very careful when y'all do that, or you're going to get exposed like this woman. Because I know a lot of y'all seen her.
I know there's a lot of thick women in this world who can't help how thick you are, and clothes fit you a certain way, and it ain't nothing you can do about it, and you get hated on because of the way that you're shaped. I know that's a thing that happens. That's not happening to this lady. Y'all, I worked in customer service for 14 years. I've never issued an employee a shirt that cuts off their circulation like this in the arms, all right? No shirt at any company does that. She knows the shirt is too small. Then she says she's wearing dress pants. Dress pants have loops. They don't tie in the front like you about to do karate, all right? This is loungewear at best. And even then, I would have cut her some slack. But she said, I can't help the way I'm shaped. Then explain the belly button. That's a surgeon's belly button. That's a BBL belly button. It sounds like you could help. You went to the bank to help the surgeon give you this body. And I understand, I would respect it if she said, I paid way too much for my body to look like this to be trying to hide it. I would respect that. But that ain't what you're saying. You're like, oh, I get hated on because of this body that I had somebody put on me. They hating on me. You don't want people looking at your body? then explain when you go to your page why it's like, look at my cheeks, look at my cakes, look at my ass.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I'm thick. Even one of them was like cornbread fan. What do you want us to look at if it's not the work that come on, man. You're not a victim. You know you want the attention, and that's cool. Just say that. Or maybe you don't want the attention. Maybe you just don't know how to dress when you go places. Because honestly, I don't even know where you're going in this picture. I don't know who dress code that is. I don't know what restaurant. I don't know what club. I don't know what establishment is like. This is the dress code. But clearly you're not looking for attention in this outfit whatsoever. Everybody ain't a victim. Sometimes something is inappropriate.
Man.
For the ones that don't, for the people that don't know what that was, it was this young lady that worked at Costco, and she was told that she said that they're hating on her because her dress. They said it was her dress code was too tight. Her uniform was too tight, and she went to social media. She went to social media and she said, "Oh, they're hating on me, and I've been working here, and they never said anything to me, and now all of a sudden they're telling me that my outfit is too tight, and the guys in the department of I think they also at Costco's they have like an automotive part where you could go over there and get your car serviced, and they were saying like the automotive guys are always looking at you and doing that." She says, "Oh, that's not my fault if they're watching me. How am I faulted for that?" And she just she took it to social media because I guess she wanted this uproar of support behind her, this echo chamber to say, "Yeah, girl, do it." And he exposed all of that because he's right. Those aren't work pants, and they don't give you shirts that's tight like that. You know what I'm saying? You requested that tight shirt like that, so that way it could show your body and figure off more. Because like you said, and like a lot of women do, they crave for attention. So she has deeper issues going on, and she's trying to use this incident to make it seem like they're shaming her, or she wants to go viral and hopefully be like the Home Depot girl. But this is a whole different situation from the Home Depot girl. So I see a lot of women going to social media doing this for false narrative and stuff like that. Don't get called out on it because it looks very bad. And I'm pretty sure people are now, instead of sitting there campaigning for you, they're probably like, yeah, your company's probably right. Your outfit is way too tight, way too showing too much, because they originally didn't give you that. Because like you said, original pants, they give you pants. They don't give you a damn jogging outfit with a damn rope around it like you just won the black belt award from chopping down some bricks. That's not what they gave you. That's not the attire. You just found the color that matched on probably Temu or Amazon or something that matched the colors that you needed, and it was tight enough for you to wear it so you could get the attention. That's what really happened, and you playing this false victim. And it goes back to what Major was saying about earlier about Carly Lee. A lot of these women run around here and striving for attention, and then they get the attention and it be the wrong attention, and now you mad about the situation because it backfires. And this is why we made this this show about the ratchet blowback. This is all blowing back right up in y'all faces, man. Y'all gotta come out here, be real, stop lying, and everything will run right for you. But you have to be real. You gotta take accountability in order for us to back you, because we're not gonna back you on foolishness. Straight up, we're not. We're not doing that.
Yeah, she people like that, man, like people like Aria. If you notice, even in her video and on her picture, she got her name tag. That's how thirsty she is for attention. She got her name tag in big readable letters. You work somewhere. You understand what I'm saying? You got your name tag. Everybody knows where you work. You want people. She wants the Home Depot girl treatment. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? But she's not nearly as attractive, and she doesn't even have nearly as much people quality. To the point where she's likable. You know what I'm saying? You see this girl, you instantly dislike her. You know what I'm saying? Like she looks fake. She looks like she's full of shit. She don't look like somebody that you want to rally behind. The Home Depot girl, she was kind of thirst trapping too, but she was likable. She
Yeah.
played it off a little more innocently. You know what I'm saying? This girl, you could just tell us all about attention. How is she breathing in that shirt? You understand what I'm saying? Like, God damn. Tighter than the pants on Will I Am, I think is how the lyric goes in the song. God damn. What the hell? It just don't make no sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You looking stupid. Yeah, even Shaq did go to Home Depot for the Home Depot girl. She was a bad one. This
Yeah.
girl, she looked like she got 10 pounds of makeup on. She looked fake as
Yeah.
hell. Like, she
She is
just
fake as
looks
hell.
like she's trying too hard. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And yeah, you could tell just everything is fake on her. If she goes out in the sun when it's too hot, she might melt. She's one of them chicks, and she's just not likable. It's already kind of been done a couple months ago. Now you coming back. You just look like a biter on top of everything else. Like, go sit down. Nobody's trying to rock with you like that. Ain't no lawsuit coming your way, little mama. It's
Correct.
just not gonna happen. And
Exactly.
we see you, but like brother said, unfortunately, this one blew up in your face, and the blowback is gonna be serious. They, Mr. Ted P said, "I'd rather Sam's Club at this point." Real talk,
This man fired up, but I love it.
real talk. I
Yeah.
mean, don't nobody want to see that, man. You look stupid, sister, and I,
Exactly.
take take off a few pounds of that makeup, wear some clothes that fit you, and just try being yourself if you know who that is. And maybe you'll get some people who like you and want to gravitate to you and tell you you're pretty and all that stuff. Because she's
So
like a lot of these sisters, unfortunately. She
yes,
probably wouldn't look bad if she would take all this gook off her face. You can't even see what she looks like. She got on so much makeup.
but the
You
thing
understand
about
what?
it is she's so cosmetically done because a lot of y'all probably didn't see the original video, but when she talks, she has like a little lisp. But when I noticed,
Oh,
she has a
oh,
tongue ring. She has a tongue ring in there. So
oh,
she was
gee,
hide. She had the lisp because she was hiding the tongue ring.
just
So she
whack.
has a tongue ring. She got the tattoos and the BBL. The tattoos on the stomach really tries to cover up uh,
Hmm.
the job done on
Yeah,
BBL, but
That's
everybody's
that's
hooked
that's
on it.
that's the new trick now. That's the
Yeah,
trick
the,
now.
the, the tattoos and the belly piercing, right? That's how
yeah.
you know off rip. And she got the makeup, the tattoo, the BBL, the piercing. There's a lot of, and we're definitely gonna do a show because we really got to break that stuff down. But myself, I notice things about women in their pictures and their videos. I can tell when women have insecurity issues.
Yes.
Even with women that wear color contacts,
Hmm.
Yep.
there's a lot of insecurities with them, and you could tell. And that's why I want us fellas to get on that level to recognize that because it's very important. When you see that, you gotta walk away from that because until they fix that in them, it's
It's a
gonna
wrap.
be it's gonna be hell for you. And
A lot of that shit is a cry for
yeah,
help. That's real talk.
exactly. I I
Yep.
had I had
They
to
let us
learn the
know.
hard way, but I'm telling you this from experience. I had to learn the hard way. But I definitely want to get into um, some Dusty action, right? So um, I want to say, like,
Mm.
he's a Dusty dude, right? And why would I consider him a Dusty dude, right? And I want to
Mhm.
show two guys, and I want to show you both of these guys, and I'm
Oh,
saying
this guy.
both of the,
Oh, this
both of
guy.
these guys are Dusty dudes, and the
Okay.
reason why I want to say these guys are Dusty dudes because a lot of times we tell you you could go out here and you can love who you want to love.
Hmm.
But when you become in a level of success, you got to understand that a lot of that love from people outside of your race is not really love, it's a come up. And
Mhm.
they make it seem like it's love when it's not. If you're a dusty dude, you're going to want to engage in that because you feel like you done came up. You feel like you got something better than your own people. And a lot of times that dustiness, that avoiding reality, that the lack of self-knowledge, the lack of historical history ends up putting you in a position that makes you lose it all. Because when we saw with Jonathan Majors, his girlfriend was so jealous of him. His white girlfriend was so jealous of him because he was making all that money and she wasn't in the limelight. And she picked a fight with him and then go call the police to say he hit her. And now his whole world turned up into a mix up and a turmoil inside out. And you know what's so crazy? And this is what Dusty Dudes do. And I hate when Dusty Dudes do this. But a lot of times, a lot of Dusty Dudes will go and find a sister to fall back on. And this guy went and found Megan Good, who just got out of a relationship with a pastor. So now you back in a relationship with a black woman who's actually been by your side, and the white woman that you was with, she is in so much hot water that she actually took off.
She left the country, right?
Quote unquote. They can't find her, which is bullshit. They can find her. She's a white woman. They don't want to find her, and they're probably hiding her on purpose.
Oh yeah.
This is the type of stuff that you guys got to understand when you're in a society that don't give two shits about you, and you guys are running around here with these white women like they're trophies and think that is cool. And then when you guys get into some shit, you want the community to rally behind you. And it's like, yo, brother, you should have been knew what was going on. You should have been knew the lick from what it was. With this situation, this dusty dude ends up, being with this woman. And good thing he didn't have a child with her and he didn't marry her, because she would have took everything, every last cent he got. I think he's Nigerian, right? Bobby?
He's still not out of the woods yet.
He's still
not out of the woods yet.
Yeah, he's in Africa. He's Nigerian.
Because
he's Tasmanian.
No, he's a Nigerian brother,
Tanzania?
but he lives and he's trains out of New Zealand.
Yeah.
So
New Zealand.
based on from what I've seen, based on New Zealand law,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's established or not. I think the relationship might kind of be on the threshold there, but according to New Zealand law, she might possibly qualify for common law wife status, because they've been together for like I think about 6 or 7 years, whatever. Which would explain why she's now trying to show her ass now that she thinks or she feels that it's time for her to go ahead and collect the bag on him.
Exactly. And the thing about it is that you guys got to understand, we live in a system of systematic racism, white supremacy. So I'm white and I say so. So, they're going to find loopholes to get that bag up out of you for their peoples.
Of course.
They're going to do that.
Of course.
So
they're going to move the goalposts.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not caping for the brother. I'm not caping for him. And he's
he's a coon.
He's had a couple suspect moments at least. I can understand though. I'm still trying to hold out for him. I'm still trying to show some patience. But one thing, and again, this is not to cape for him, but this is just simply explaining. One thing that we have to bear in mind is that a lot of the family that don't live here in the States are very game goofy when it comes to white supremacy. Even if you think about it, all the talk, all the dialogue, all the advancement and the knowledge of systematic racism, which is white supremacy that we have, all of that by and large, that comes out of America, out of the States. Because here we actually have open, in-your-face white supremacy. We live with a lot of these folks.
Correct.
So you see these different issues that happen, that's in our face. So many of us, even if we're not really brought up in the knowledge like that properly, just by virtue of living here and seeing stories and seeing what's going on, it's on our face. But when you're in places like in the African continent itself, or even other places where white supremacy isn't as in your face, it's more invisible, more long distance, it can be very difficult to understand those concepts. So if if you a foreign brother, foreign sister, and you're not around some real solid foundational Black Americans or Black folks that have born and raised and really understand this thing over here, it's very easy to get confused and go on the whole I don't see color, I don't see race. Why does everything gotta be a race? It's very easy to be on that wave until you start getting punched in the jewels or in the ovaries, and then all of a sudden you got to learn the hard way. So
Well,
But see,
brother,
here's the
yes
thing with
and no.
that, right?
Okay,
Here's
go
the
ahead.
thing with that. The thing with that is that as Black folks, we got to stop being ignorant to the situation,
ultra
because
fast.
Africa actually endures a lot more racism than what we deal with here in America. I'm talking about as far as the system in itself. Here is bolded, right? But there is a whole system. You got to understand, we are talking about years of understanding children being slaved in Congo to go get the resources for the British. We're talking about all the genocide that went down, all the missionary, is it missionary?
The missionaries, quote unquote.
Yeah, the missionary trips.
AKA the advanced scouts.
Exactly, that come over there and do all the harm and abduct and sometimes sex traffic our children. Remember, Oprah Winfrey had a friend called the Man of God, and her school isn't in America. Her school's in Africa, and they've been over there. There's many reports of these girls in this all-girls school getting victimized. And then also her friend was just charged excessive years for pedophilia, having sex with young children. So a lot of things happen over there in Africa that they see in their face. They see that certain parts of Africa they can't even get into. They're seeing that white folks are gaining the great parts of Africa while they're over there bathing in rivers and eating mud pies, right? So you can have Africans that are sitting here and say, well, all of Africa is like that. You're right, all of Africa isn't like that. But there are ghettos of Africa, just like
Of course.
I can sit here and tell
Absolutely.
you that in the US, yes, you can see pictures of us Black people living in nice big houses. But guess what? I could take you to ghettos and show you all the kids that's running around in dilapidated fucking apartments that's over there in pissed hallways that, you know what I'm saying, are not getting enough food inside the public school system. You know what I'm saying? That's living piss poor and in some conditions you wouldn't even wish your enemy's child to live in. And this is normal life for them. So if we could do it here, everywhere in the world is not exempt.
Real
So
talk.
let's not act like children aren't over there with flies around them or bathing in fucked up rivers. And, I'm from Jamaica. They still have, as much as we see concrete houses, we still have zinc houses. Just like in Africa, they got zinc houses. You see what I'm saying? So don't tell me that everybody on the continent is living good. That type of delusion.
Oh, no, not at all.
That type of delusion makes, it's very bad for you to put that out there. We globally have to understand that Black people are being suppressed by a system. And once you understand that, you got to understand the enemy lines. You have to understand where you stand at, and remember, he just watched an African guy come here in America who got beat up and killed by his white girlfriend. And he had all this stuff to say about Black women all on his timeline before he got killed, and all the receipts came up after he got killed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't want to wish that on anybody, but if you're sitting here being ignorant to who you laying up with, it's going to create multiple problems for you down in the line.
Let me tell you something, man. I got him. He's an Africoon, and we don't claim his bitch ass in any capacity. He a straight up Africoon. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? I don't give him no pass because I know other Africoons like him, being that I have some direct African lineage that I come from. You understand what I'm saying? I know other Africans like him that, want to pretend that white supremacy don't exist, but white supremacy is a worldwide system. It's a global system. So if your ignorant ass ain't intelligent enough to educate yourself as to what's really going on out here, and you too busy trying to assimilate, which is what it is. Let's just call it what it is. This nigga too busy trying to assimilate. Out here painting his fingernails like a woman. You understand what I'm saying? Getting his toes done in pink like a woman. You know what I'm saying? Wearing dresses and all this type of shit. Even wearing makeup like a woman. Israel Adesanya, I can't stand the sight of that bastard. I can't stand it. You know what I'm saying? Because he is everything un-alpha. And he has been to this point. So, look, and he's been, you know, like I said, trying to assimilate into white society from what I could see. So if they allow this, if they move the goalposts and they allow this white girl to take his ass for everything he got, then so be it. Nigga. Exactly. That's just, you know what that is all over again? I'm not black, I'm OJ. That's what that is, all over again. Exactly. I don't feel sorry for his bitch ass. No. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he's another one of these weirdos. You know, he's a very talented guy in terms of fighting. Yeah. But every time I hear something about this clown, it's about some other dumb shit he done did outside of the ring. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's something that as a group, black people generally speaking got to get off that. You know what I'm saying? If you're talented, let your talent speak for you. Leave all the theatrics at the crib, man. You know what I'm saying? The first form of entertainment in this country was the minstrel show. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what made it okay, you know, for white supremacists to harm black folks, at least in part. You know, of course, they wrote laws that allowed it as well and all that type of shit. But I mean, the trivializing of harming black folks because black folks weren't really people. You know, every time you see some coon out here behaving like Israel Adesanya, behaving like Lizzo, behaving like Glorilla, some jackass out here, you know, perpetuating this negative imagery of black society, that puts a target on all of our backs. And we have to understand that. We need to stop supporting this shit. All these reality shows and shit, I don't understand how they have so much viewership. That's a goddamn plantation celebration, if I ever seen one. Most of the overwhelming majority of these reality shows. You understand? And people just can't stop watching them. But what? I'm just saying. My God. So yeah, it's that type of shit. Bobby, you got a fan. I'm gonna holler at you. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, you know, in the middle of the show, it's like, hey man, hey, is that what's up with your boy? And I'm like, hey man, that's Bobby Drake with the R&B smooth verbiage and shit. The homie got the locks. You know, he does jujitsu and shit. Like, yo,
Don't make me go Q and Poppy. Okay, Poppy. Okay. You say tranquilo,
I'll holler at you about it. Yeah, I'll holler at you about it later. But yeah, definitely. So just wanted to let you know that.
Yes. Definitely. So we'll find out more about that on the next data show.
Well, it's always Bobby though, boy. Bobby be.
Yeah. All right, so
I'm gonna need y'all to respect the people's attention spans right now, man. What's the next item up?
No, we're gonna bring it back in. All right, so this was a post that was on Instagram. One of my Instagram friends posted this, and I thought this was very interesting, right? So the Instagram post says, we went to a basic ass restaurant yesterday and a girlfriend invited her dusty ass dude to join us. I had 2 $5 Moscow mules, crab and artichoke dip, and my total was $24.58. This nigga tells the waitress, 2 checks, please. And she was livid. She was livid. She was mad that he said 2 checks, please. So in the comments, the girls were going in on the dude. They were calling this dude Dusty.
Wow.
And I'm like, yo, how do you call this dude Dusty? So guess what I did? I wrote a whole thing, right? So let me take this banner
My
down real
man.
quick so you guys can see.
There you go.
So
Go for it. Go for it.
All right. So I'm like, damn, I'm watching all the women, like majority of them saying it's like a couple of them that's understanding, like, nah, dude ain't at fault. But majority of them was going in like, yeah, this dude Dusty. I was like, all right. I said the entitlement. Since this page look like it's full of women who view things from one perspective and not another, what about if his woman told him, you better not pay for another woman's tab? I've been with a woman that knows I will cover the tab, but my girl knows her friends will take advantage of me clearing the bill. So she's like, nah, don't you dare do it. You are taking money out of our household. They got money, plus they're dealing with multiple dudes, and she's good. A lot of y'all, there's some decent and understanding women in the comments that understand and have empathy for the man without downplaying and degrading him. He did nothing wrong. He said 2 checks and not 3 checks. So apparently he's paying for his girlfriend's meal. That's his obligation, not her friend. Plus, the way some of these women are set up, if you are doing things like this, it will come back to haunt you, ladies. I had my girls, homegirls, hit me up on the low. They are women that prey on good men. Even if it's your man, they don't care. Food for thought. When I said that shit went viral in her comments, it went viral. When I tell you, people were hitting it left and right like, yo, this is it. I had one girl, hold on, I'll show you the
Reach.
One girl had wrote, let me see, hold on. Here's what these women were saying. He has no obligation to pay, gentlemen. No, that's fine. Why does he have to pay for your friend? These are some of the girls that were saying that he should pay. Why she invited her man if he wasn't? Hold on, I think it's some more comments that I took from over there. It's lame because she probably could have read the room and asked for her own check. It's not weird for him. He doesn't have an obligation. Y'all dusty ass is saying he shouldn't be the same one if y'all met. Now, I think these were the women that were kind of defending it. I think
Trying to do it on the low.
Yeah, trying to defend it on the low. That's why I said there's some women. Hold on, I think I got the feedback down here. All right, hold on. Okay, not sure if y'all can see it. All right. So I had to get this woman straight because she was like, that's why you pick better friends in the first place. The fact that her friend will use you and maybe even hit you on you because you pay the tab is very wild to me. Where I come from, paying will be the normal behavior. I'll be embarrassed if my boyfriend didn't pay. So I said to her, I think I responded back to her. No, this is another girl that said, oh, no, this girl right here wrote, this needs to be pinned. Perspectives like this, women forget is facts. I can't really go into really much of what that was. Now, this is some more women that was just, okay, here you go. This is where I responded. Okay, it was another girl on top that responded. Let me respond back to the other girl. So I responded back to the other girl. I said, well, the different strokes for different folks. I'm in a relationship with a girl, my girl, and I like everything about her. If her homegirls are on that level, that ain't her issue. No woman can control their friends. There's nothing in the story that said she was trifling. She just got offended by him saying 2 checks. So she might be a good friend to his girl. So let's not move the goalposts to create this other narrative of him being less of a man and embarrassing for you. If you're trying to impress your friends with your man's wallet, then you have deeper issues. Plus, that's a whole different topic for another day. You know, and that's what a lot of women do. A lot of women go out here and try to get these guys to spend, so they can sit back and show their other women, yeah, I got my
Mhm.
man, he pay for your tab, he do this for me. And it's like really bragging on other women and not solely understanding what he's doing for her or appreciating what he's doing
Mm-hmm.
for her. It's all about using his pockets to stun on a lot of women. And a lot of women do that crazy stuff. This other
Yeah.
woman said, okay, valid, you made a valid point, but it's not, it's just $25. So
So you
I
can
said,
pay it then.
yeah, I said
So you can pay
Exactly.
it.
I said your comment just lets me know that you are persuaded by the value of money versus the principle of it. None of them chicks responded back after I said what I said.
Because you know what? Your arm's too short to box with God. You dig? That's the long and short of it. Your arm's too short to box with God. I specialize at this point. You know, when some of these little hood monkeys try to get me in a damn try to debate me, I box their ass in so nice, boy. I literally make them argue against themselves because I don't think
Exactly.
they even stop to think about what they're saying before they actually speak. They just be blurting out emotional dumb shit. It's like if you were sitting there talking to them, they would open their mouth and shit would just fall out of it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're not thinking. They don't think before they speak, bruh. That's the long and
No.
short of it. So,
Yes.
when you got people like that, you know what I'm saying? You gotta check them hard, just like that.
Exactly.
Because this sense of entitlement has to be checked at the door. And then the talking out of both sides of your mouth. That same woman is gonna talk about how strong and independent she is on her next post.
Exactly.
You so
Mhm.
strong and independent that you can't pay $25 of your own money, and your dusty ass got to sit up here and try to talk down somebody else because they didn't pay your way. He don't know
Exactly.
you. You ain't his woman.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? So many of these chicks. We look. I used to be a club promoter. We used to have code words and names for them. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? DT, drink troll. That
Yeah.
means this is the chick that's gonna go around the club all night. She gonna be best friends with whatever nigga got a bottle or whatever nigga she think is gonna buy some drinks. There's
Yeah.
women who do this all night, all the time. They go out with their girlfriends. First of all, I'm not really trying to go out with you and your girlfriends.
Correct.
That's a girls' night out. I don't really have nothing in common with your homegirls. I don't want them off my face. You understand what I'm saying? Like you go out with them. If they men's, want to hang, and if the dude is coming too, I might slide, whatever. Okay, cool. But me, my girl, and a table full of her homegirls, that don't even make sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Unless it's some special kind of event, and I might slide, but that don't even really sit right with me like that.
Correct.
Partly it's because of dumb shit like this. You got these females got all these expectations. Oh, because I got a dick, I'm supposed to pay for everything. Fuck you.
Correct.
Where you come from with that? So
Correct.
who praised you? You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
that's Dusty.
Who
You want to talk
raised you?
about Dusty? Who raised you? That's Dusty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because
You shouldn't
you're
even. I
so
mean, you wouldn't
downtrodden and
even.
slovenly. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I, I j- it's it's
Right.
just
Mm,
every time you think you shaking your head enough,
yeah.
another one.
Yeah.
Another one.
It's crazy, and you know, say what you want. It's nonsense and tomfoolery like this that leads many men, not all men, not even all the dudes that do it, that leads many men to expect or insist on sex after paying for dates.
Mm.
That's another
A lot
thing,
of it,
right?
because you know what? And I'm not gonna go ahead and suggest that dudes go ahead and move on that wave at all. But I'm gonna say this: if you got airhead busted broads like this pushing this kind of nonsense, then you know what? Two can play that game. Man need to get some draws, and he needs
That's
them
what I'm
off
Yeah.
of the
saying.
both of them.
That's what I'm saying.
He
See,
needs the draws off the both of them. If
right.
y'all gonna really come with this kind of nonsense and be that stupid, okay, Challenge accepted. He's got you for the $30. Now y'all come up them draws. Both
I
of
And
seen
y'all.
I seen a
a girl
meme
of mine
that
said that.
With smiles on your face.
yes,
I don't want to hear no really or tonight. No protest. You should be happy. It should be a big old shitty thing grin on your face.
yep.
Do like that
I
sister
see
from Coming to America. Whatever you like.
yep. I
I need
seen a
both of
meme.
y'all wrapped up in a burrito on my bed tonight. Whatever
I
you
seen it.
like.
It's so crazy
Put
because
some nacho cheese over your titties. Go whatever you like.
I seen a
This is
meme.
crazy.
I seen a meme that said that a girl said, if my man is paying for your meal and all of our meals, you coming home with us tonight. That's what a girl
I
said.
saw a
She
girl
wrote
say
that.
that on a video.
Yeah.
Yes, on the video, I see the girl say that, and I mean, if that's the way you gonna run it, I mean, it shouldn't be like that. But you know, since your whole energy is so strong, the whole force is strong within you. It just is what it is.
Because what
Well,
I
I
will
think she
never
was
do
saying,
ever is advocate for lopsided situations. I will never
mhm.
advocate for that. So if it's good on this end, we need to come up with an equivalence over here. There was this goofy sister on this post. It wasn't this issue, it was something else. Nowadays it's almost cut and paste. Every damn conversation nowadays is on some bullshit like this. They all bleed into the other. But
Yeah.
she was talking some nonsense about oh no, it was again relating to that whole post about the sister with who was cooking her husband dinner after she got back from the hospital, whatever. And she
Hmm.
was talking about the whole nonsense where, you know, if I'm gonna do this, it was on the same post we was on, I think, Major, by the way.
Yeah.
I think it was. She was
Hmm.
talking some goofy nonsense about how oh well, you know, if you want me to go ahead and do like this, or to be a woman, you need to pay all the bills.
Hmm.
Like it's what you have to
Yeah,
do.
I remember
Because
that.
that's the
That
job.
same one.
It's because that's because I think look, this is my job. It's your job. So I was like, okay, if a man has to always pay the bills, what does a woman have to always do?
And then they had their
Mm.
quiet. Then they're quiet. They can tell
Not
you.
a single response.
They can tell you everything you need to do and nothing that they need to do. It. It's like, bruh.
A man is supposed to pay all the bills. Okay, cool. Got you. Man's supposed to pay all the bills. I won't argue with that. I co-sign that.
Hmm.
Now, what does a woman always have to do?
Crickets.
And
Oh, okay. Okay. That's
we
exactly what I
know
dropped. I
the
posted afterwards, like 5 hours later, crickets. Because before that, she been commenting like within 5 to 10 minute intervals and other comments.
yeah.
So I
But she
dropped that.
tapped out.
All the comments stopped.
She tapped out.
And
Hmm.
the thing that they can give us that don't cost anything is sex. And they don't even want to give that all the time.
Mm.
Not anymore. It used to be a time shoot. And here's the thing, and this is us laying some proper game on y'all women. Understand this. It is important that you all check your sisters, and if you don't claim them, that's fine. But they wear your uniform. They look like y'all. It is important that you check your other women when you see them doing this nonsense, because what these experiences do, they teach men how to engage with you all. Some of you
Mhm.
all are catching
Correct.
arrows and bullets that really aren't meant for you.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But because too many men are being exposed to and seeing this nonsense and dealing with this on a regular basis, it's shading the perception, which is normal, which is human.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a reason why when you see snakes, you don't run over and say, "Ooh, he has a nice hood. Oh, look at his fangs. I want to touch him." There's a reason why you don't do that. The
Yeah.
snake could be
Right.
harmless. It could not have teeth. It might not even be poisonous. But there's
Hmm.
a reason why when you see a snake, most of the time you go the opposite direction, because your perceptions and maybe your encounters have conditioned you to respond a certain way.
Hmm.
If you keep on allowing, we talked about this last week too, I believe. If you keep on allowing the chicken heads to run the roost, eventually they're going to be your spokespersons because it's all we see. It's not enough to just simply be different. You need to go
Real
ahead and
talk.
actually shout this down. At least let it be known that there's a dissenting opinion, because it sounds right now that this is the unifying cry.
Yeah.
Hmm.
These broads are teaching men how to deal with you all as a group, and some of you all are catching bullets that you don't need to be catching. Do
Real
something
talk.
about it. You can fix it.
Yeah.
It's not that hard. It just calls for having a backbone. It can't just
Correct.
be men going at the women all day long. At some point, you need to tag brothers and say, "Hey, that's enough. You done your part, brother. Let me go ahead and step in and handle this."
You have
Yeah.
to hold each other accountable. Period. And I know that's uncomfortable. A lot of sisters, especially the more decent ones, the ones that chew with their mouths closed, they don't like conflict. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of sisters who
Understand?
watch us, very decent sisters, sit with their legs crossed, chew with their mouths closed. They don't like conflict like that. But at the end of the day, when your representation now is Suki Hana, Sexy Red, Cardi B, Meg the Stallion, Lotto, I could keep going. It's like you can't get signed now if you're not an Amaho rapper. And
True.
these women, some of them, I think one of them had 30 million followers on Twitter the other day. I'm like, God damn. I mean, the numbers are astronomical. And it's like, bruh, who
Huh?
is following these people? And then you go to the concert and these women, these ratchets in the crowd know every fucking word to every song they ever wrote.
It's
You
scriptures
understand what
too.
I'm saying? And so they have an audience. You know why? Because these people, it's something about them that resonates with these women. So let's cut the shit. Well, it ain't all women. Dumbass, I know that. All the Germans
It's
weren't
too
Nazis
many.
either. All the Germans weren't Nazis either. But too goddamn many of them it was for to the point where it was a problem, right? Okay? So I hate that argument. It ain't all the women's. And your dumb ass is just sitting there. You ain't doing nothing to push back against this. You understand what I'm saying? If you're not doing anything to push back against it at the point that it is now, you got 30 million followers for some of these people, 50 million in some cases. You understand what I'm saying? When somebody gets to that level, their influence is ridiculous.
Exactly.
How did we get to that point? Because these slut buckets, they got their come up off of black females.
Correct.
That's the long and short of it. Some of them aren't even black.
Mm.
Amber Rose, man, sound like she wanted to fight somebody. When the interviewer asked her, "Do you consider yourself a black woman?" Oh, absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, Cape Verde is an island full of black people. You Cape Verdean and your light bulb head ass ain't black? Oh, okay.
She ain't
You
black. She
understand?
Ojisha.
I'm just saying. You dig? But she her.
It's not on men to be the guardian of womanhood. It
I'm
is
just
not
saying.
on men to be the guardians of femininity and the representation. It's not on us. We
Y'all let
can
these
gatekeep
ratchets
and be
take
the
over.
guardians of manhood and masculinity. It is on women to be the guardians and the gatekeepers of womanhood and femininity. That's why y'all starting to get caught up now with all these schniggers out here trying to throw on
That's
a
a whole
Jawar
other.
man wig,
That's another show. That's another
talking about
show.
I'm competing. Ladies, you are asleep at the wheel, and unfortunately, the crows, the chickens are coming home to roost.
That's what it is, man. And look, I love sisters. I love to see sisters present themselves in a positive light. I go out of my way every time I see a sister doing something positive to post that, talk about it, tag people in it. The sister who who was the pilot, the young pilot, I posted that. I talked about it. Even when, and I'm not the biggest Beyonce fan, but Beyonce and Kelly was building affordable housing for people in Houston. I posted that. I talked about it. I go out of my way to find positive stories that highlight what sisters do that's dope. But I gotta search for them shits every hour on the hour. It's another black woman doing something ridiculous coming down my thread. You understand what I'm saying? And let it be Summer Walker, let it be Sierra, let it be Kiki Palmer, let it be Lizzo. I mean, it's just like, God damn, I'm tired of it. And I don't see enough sisters pushing back. Black women used to be out in front, especially when it was the men. When it was the men that were, doing this type of stuff, Oh, Spelman had a boycott on Nelly, and see Dolores Tucker was out there with her chest like, "Oh, we got to stop this music." And to their credit, they were right a lot of the time. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? But now that it's women showing no respect for women, I don't see any of them out here doing that shit. They're trying to assimilate. You know what I'm saying? What's this chick, Angela Rye, who she's the commentator on CNN? Okay, I really try with Angela Rye, I really do. But she has a show that she did. She had her own little podcast for a minute. I don't know if it's still up, but I found it very interesting. She nigga, don't get me
I said
started.
it. I said
But
it.
she
Yeah.
titled it "Sophista Ratchet."
Oh, yep.
You're an educated black woman. You're a lawyer. You're a political commentator, and you name your podcast "Sophista Ratchet." Why?
I've been wrote her off.
Oh
she's
man,
she's one of those free spirited Erykah Badu type. Like they want to be righteous. They want to be righteous, and they gravitate to the ratchetness. So it's that power struggle that they have, and that's what Angela Rye is. She wants to be looked upon as this educated woman that's sophisticated, but deep down inside, she wants to really be out there doing ratchet shit. So they have a power struggle in their mind, and with the power struggle, you lose identity. When you lose identity, you lose yourself. So that's why I wrote her off a long time ago, because she don't know what side of the track she wants to be on.
She's a champion fence straddler at the end of the day. And let me tell you, I was such a Angela Rye fan because I started listening to Angela Rye before she went off the reservation, right? Way back in the day. And I was like, yo, I fuck with this sister. She's smart. She's not doing any visible cooning. Okay, so I rock with her. I used to really, really co-sign her for a minute, bro. When she called Farrakhan stupid, what? You can't be serious.
I want to toss a microphone to her.
Oh man, Farrakhan has done more this month for black people than you and all your relatives have done in all your miserable, meaningless lives. And you gonna call Farrakhan stupid? Man, yo, that
I've been wrote her off.
But stuff like that, it's like even the ones of us that are bright, you understand what I'm saying? And the ones of us that are, intelligent and we know the law, and we could really be strong and strategic allies to our communities.
Yeah.
Look how they're behaving. You understand what I'm saying? That just broke my heart to see that, man. It really did. But such is life.
Yeah,
she wouldn't have been selected. I feel like this. She wouldn't have been selected to be in that space if she wasn't a coon. And somebody just mentioned Coon Tanji in the chat. That's another one, by the way.
Yeah.
Couldn't define what a woman is. Yes, that case in point. I get tired of this shit where we get black representation, supposedly, right? And then they don't do shit for black people. Coon Tanji, she was selected as a Supreme Court justice. And, the first hearing that she has of consequence, when they grill her on what a woman is, she can't even give an intelligent answer. What is the point?
She's there to replace. She was there to replace. What was it called? That RBG.
Yeah, right? I know.
And RBG was put there for the protection of pedophiles, because if you notice, she had cases where she let pedophiles.
Yes, she did.
Slap on.
Yes, she did.
Yep.
So Ketanji is really to take over that. That's why she can't define what a woman is biologically. She knows, but she can't say it on record, because when she goes to do it and they need her to slap those pedos on the wrist, you can't put out what a defined is when you have a transgender up there and you give them a slap on the wrist, because you didn't define on record what you felt was biological woman. So it's all tactics for the long run.
She is a useless infidel in that capacity, because you are useless. It's like Obama all over again. You know, what is the point in having all these black people in high positions and they can't do basic shit? You can't say what a woman is and you a woman.
Well, you got to remember Kamala Harris and Ketanji Brown, they both have white mates. So on that note,
That was part of
I
the coon
want
vetting. That was part of the coon vetting.
on that note, I wanted to show everybody that we have beautiful black women in our community that are out here doing their thing. So, you know, we can't sit back and let the ratchets take over. We
Real
gotta
talk.
know, we gotta breed these women up to be like these women that I'm about to showcase. You know what I'm saying? These women are icons.
No doubt.
They have a class to them, the femininity or the divine
It's
femininity
disturbing that
aura.
I can't tell any difference.
That's crazy.
Exactly, right? So
Insane.
it's like
Disturbing.
it's
Right?
like the purity, the everything about these women just exudes greatness. It just beauty. You know, you talk about Nefertiti and the Dorothy Dandridge. All these women are just, oh man, impeccable. We got beautiful women
We
in
do.
our society that we have to go back and highlight. You know what I'm saying, and let them know that there's other women out there like that, but we're giving the
Regina Hall.
ratchets
God is
too much attention. This is one of
Hmm.
she's actually my celebrity crush, my top celebrity crush out
Regina
there.
Hall is dope.
Yes,
She's
that's my
dope.
top celebrity
She
crush.
don't get her the credit she deserves. She's funny as hell.
And she is. She's very
she
funny.
is.
She's
Talented
cool.
sister.
She's very
She
cool, down to
is.
earth, and everything like that. So I know we're running out of time shortly, but we're definitely gonna go into our next topic,
Yeah.
which is hell yeah, hell nah. Let's do it
Let's
for
get it.
sure.
Hey,
Let's get it. All right. Y'all
All
ready?
right.
Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Y'all ready?
Oh,
All
I'm
right.
born ready.
All right. So let's get this thing cracking. All right. All right. So here we go. Hell no or hell yes. Okay. All right. First up, NWA. Hell
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
hell no.
Hell yeah.
Hell
hell
yeah.
yeah.
Hell
Hell
yeah.
yeah. 1,000 miles and running with a hell yeah.
Oh my
Hell
Hell
yeah,
God.
yeah.
Them boys was
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, they
yeah.
kept me they kept me up. You know what I'm saying? Them boys
Yeah.
kept me like head on a swivel. You dig? Yeah.
Yes.
I was in
Exactly.
the bay when them boys came out.
All
It was a
right.
thing.
All right. So next up, Daphne Springs.
Hell
Hell
yeah.
yeah, hell no.
Hell yeah.
That's
Hell
Who is
yeah.
si-
that?
The chick from
that
Baltimore.
sister. That's where she's from. Look,
Yeah.
Where's
that
she from?
sister be doing God's work, man. She's the one that be holding these busted broads accountable, calling out the nonsense and everything else.
Uh,
Um,
I gotta look
she's
her up.
definitely doing. You've seen some of her posts. You just not putting the name together.
yeah,
I
she's
know
a
for a fact you
comedian.
have.
Yeah, she's a comedian. Pretty sister, big old eyes.
Oh yeah.
If you Google her right now, you'll know exactly who I'm talking about. She's funny though. I've seen some
Oh
of her
wait, hold on
little
a second.
stand-ups.
Oh wait, am I? No, 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 no. I think I might be confusing her with somebody else. Hold on a second. I know Daphne Spring. Oh, sorry, no. I was getting confused with somebody else. But no, Daphne Spring, she's a comedian. She's got a lot of funny skits on
Yeah,
YouTube and other places to Instagram.
yeah. You can look her up right quick,
Oh,
man. You'll see her. Yeah,
she's a
she's
Probably
good.
Florida.
I
seen a
like
few
her.
skits. of hers.
Oh, she's from Florida. Okay.
Yeah, she live in Baltimore though, but she's from Florida. Yeah, she's dope.
Is she a Florida? Okay.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Told you.
I seen her comedic skill. Yeah, she is funny. She is a
she's
funny
next up,
comedian.
She's
dog.
funny.
I think
Yeah,
she's
She's pretty
next up.
cool, down to earth.
yes.
Very approachable. I've seen her on a couple clubhouse rooms, whatever. She's very down to earth. Um, not on some diva esque celebrity nonsense, whatever. Real
Yeah,
thorough
Yeah,
chick. I like her. She's cool people's.
and one of the
gotcha.
few women I see actually with her real hair sometimes. That's what's up. I shout out to her real hair.
All right.
Mm.
Okay, my celebrity crush, Regina Hall. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah,
Hell yeah.
Regina Hall is
Hell
the
yeah.
shit.
She is the
She
shit.
she is popping.
Regina Hall is
Definitely
a
popping.
forever babe.
Definitely.
She
Inside
popping.
Next
and
up,
out.
Next up is Pretty V. Hell no.
Pretty V, yeah, hell yeah.
Why does that
You
name
like
sound
Pretty V?
familiar? Pretty V.
Isn't Pretty V the one that? Oh no, that's Ari, right? That was Ari with the breast.
She been on Wildin' Out?
Yeah, man, the skinny girl who always do the
Remind me,
ghetto girl
right?
character.
The which
The one
one
who was
character?
the one who always do the ghetto girl character.
Oh no, I don't know who Pretty V is. I'm thinking that Ari chick.
She's been on Wildin' Out several times in the last season or two, I think.
Yeah, man. She's
I don't
kind
really
of a
know her
big
like that.
deal.
I've seen a couple of things. I saw her live when Wildin' Out did one of their live shows out here. She was kind of funny.
She funny as hell, bro. She looks like Sierra. She looks a lot like Sierra.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. CNN. Hell
Hell,
no. Fuck.
hell no. I don't fuck with CNN
That
at
is
all.
a no to the Caucasian News Network. I'm cool.
Nah, bro.
I am cool in the gang on them.
Oh,
I don't rock with them at all.
I didn't even realize that. That's funny. All right. Fannie Willis. Who's that?
Bonnie Willis. That's the coon that they got in Atlanta, the DA.
Oh, hell no.
She's the one that locked up, the one that got Young Thug and them cased up.
Nah,
she's supposed to be doing some prosecution with Trump now.
There we go.
No,
oh boy.
I'm good off of her.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Melissa Ford. Hell yeah. That used to be my That used to be my video crush, dog.
Machine Gun Melly. Machine Gun Melly's dope.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Shout out to her now. She's one of the co-hosts on Joe Budden's podcast.
Oh, word?
I don't watch
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I don't really watch his podcast like that. I actually liked Budden's format before they went to YouTube and left Spotify. But what I understand, the podcast on there was lacking until she got on there. So she really helps provide some balance on there.
Nice.
And she has some pretty good insights. It was cool hearing her hearing her thoughts on
She's
that.
not dumb at all. That's why I like her, because she is not like the rest of these video chicks. The most of them, you know what I'm saying?
She was one of the bright spots, one of the few bright spots and highlights of that video vixen era. I'm glad to see she's doing well.
Oh man,
she really was.
I used to look for Melissa Ford in the videos, bro.
What?
That was my girl.
She was the best of them, and she was the best of her class. Definitely.
Exactly. Hooters. Hell yeah, hell no. No. I don't like Hooters.
Hell no. Hell no. No. Them greasy ass wings, nigga. No. I can't. I mean, I think I'm gonna die every time I take a bite out of them wings, bro. Like they just nasty and no.
I'll go with that. I don't remember their wings, to be honest. I've probably eaten at Hooters, and I live not far from one either. I've probably eaten at Hooters maybe 3 times total in my life. And the last time I had their food was probably about sometime early last year, so I don't recall any of the food. But that says a lot, because if I'm not checking for you like that, then that means you ain't hitting. So
it is.
All right. Lamont Rucker. Who the fuck is that?
Hell yeah. Lamont Rucker's an actor, man. You know who Lamont Rucker is?
No,
Lamont Rucker. He was in Greenleaf. Jacob Greenleaf. You remember that role?
Greenleaf was you talking about the old school dude, the old school father?
No, you talking about Keith David. You talking about Keith David.
Shout out
Lamont Rucker. He's like the real big dude. Just Google his name, dog. I would think you would know who Lamont Rucker was. But yeah, he's pretty.
Lamont, or Lamont?
Lamont, Lamman, I think. Rucker.
Yeah. Oh, that's man. All you gotta say is why did I get married? The dude from Why Did I Get Married?
There's a lot of dudes in Why Did I Get Married?
No, but he was the officer. He was the one with Jill Scott.
Yeah. The officer dude. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's his name?
Yeah.
I know his name. I knew he's Lamont Rucker.
Man. Yeah. I knew he's one of those Negroes who you know the face, but you just don't know the name.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody else. You gotta give me the names. Hell yeah, that's my dude, man. He's a great actor, man.
Let me tell you something.
Phenomenal actor.
Not only is he a phenomenal actor, he has a program where he does mentoring for young men.
Yeah,
You
he's
know what I'm
dope. Dope
Beautiful.
like
saying?
that.
I see it right now.
Yeah.
Black male mental health
I
tour.
heard
Okay, nice.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
I heard about that when he was on the when he had the spin-off show, the Tyler Perry spin-off show, um with the old dude. What was the old dude? The little fat little
I
old
don't
dude.
know his
Mr.
name, but
Brown. Mr. Brown.
yeah,
Mr.
there you
Mr.
Brown.
go.
Brown, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So he was pretty dope on that show. And
yeah.
they had the little children and he was mentoring them too. So yeah, that's just part of his nature. All
Dude,
right,
yeah, I seen him. Yeah,
yeah,
he did like a little conference down here, and
yeah,
he was breaking it down. Dope dude, man. Shout out to Lamar Rucker.
yes, definitely. All right, next up is Jordan Peele. Yeah, I fucks with Jordan Peele. I fucks with him.
That's the
Hell
movie
yeah.
director of our time, bro. As far as
Yeah,
I'm concerned.
yeah,
Woo!
he
Dude,
really
ain't
he
nobody
really
else do nothing out here.
yeah,
Man, this
he
dude
really put
got
us on.
Hollywood is dead.
Yeah,
Dude.
masterpieces under his
yeah,
belt.
definitely. All right,
Yeah.
next up is Clubhouse. Hell no, I don't do Clubhouse.
Nah, hell
Uh,
nah. I've
I
never seen the
used
big
to
deal.
I used to be on there, and then they started getting ratchet, and then it started
Yeah,
being
it was
tether
cool in
Bedouin.
the
At first,
it was
yes, it
cool
was
in the
cool
early
at first.
inception, but
Yeah, then it just took over. Travis Kelsey. Yeah,
Hell
Travis is
yeah.
cool. Yeah,
Hell
he's
yeah.
cool.
I rock with
I,
Kelsey.
I'll
I
fuck,
rock with
I'll invite
Kelsey.
him. I'll invite him to the cookout. He's cool. Uh,
you
Ari
invite him, I'm gonna turn him right around.
Ari Lennox.
Ari Lennox,
Yeah,
I think she
Woo!
alright.
Ari
Yeah.
yeah, she all
Lord.
right.
I'm
She get
sorry,
a
that's
hell
big.
yeah. She
Yeah,
get
I
a hell
like her.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Ari Lennox is my wife.
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
wait till I go ahead and book this DC trip.
Like
Just
that.
Yeah,
wait.
Okay. Okay. Yeah,
definitely.
she's dope. She's a great artist. You know. But I
That's
ain't
my shea
Bob.
butter baby.
All
That's my
right.
shea butter baby. I love her vocals too. Very we have some pretty thorough singers out here now, but I
Yeah.
definitely love the
She's
uniqueness of
on.
her voice. Nobody else sounds like her. She has that kind of
Right.
like
Yeah,
old, that kind of throwback tone to her voice, but modern with the lyrics and the style. I love her energy. Also, shout out there. I do follow her on social media. If you babe, if you're listening, what's up? But hey, hey, shoot a shoot. But
Hey
she also made
man.
some I really like that she made some serious life changes recently. She's admitted that she's had some issues with alcohol problems, and she's really made a complete 180 with her life recently. She's been
Dope.
kind of personal about it. I love the vulnerability. I love that she's sharing. I love that she has people around her keeping her accountable. She said she's made it a point now to actually keep people around her because she realized that when she travels, when she's on tour and stuff, that's when she tends to make bad decisions. So being a responsible and mature woman, she said, because I want a different outcome for my life, because I want to make a change,
Love it.
I'm going to put people around me that's going to hold me accountable. That's not going to let me be out here in the wild like that, cutting up.
Nice.
So just that alone is huge. I love it for her. And I want her successful. I want her happy. And I can't wait for us to go ahead and march down that aisle. I'm putting it out there in the ether. I'm putting it out there.
nice.
All
Definitely. All right.
right.
What's up?
Next up is Tyrese. Tyrese. Hell
Hell
yeah.
no.
I like
Hell no.
Tyrese.
Hell
No,
no.
you don't like
No.
Tyrese?
Don't
No.
do that,
Hell
man.
no. No.
Why you
No.
don't like Tyrese?
Because
Oh,
he's Tyrese now. Every time you see this nigga, he's
Yeah,
trying.
I don't
look,
like the public Tyrese,
And
but I like the movie. I like the movie Tyrese. He did a
the way
movie.
he
Tyrese
let
has
this
some legitimate issues, man. You know, I hate so much because at the and not caping for the brother. I mean, he hasn't really done anything to really cape for like that. But what I hate so much is the fact that, and that's one of the reasons why no matter what, I would never want to be a celebrity. I very much shun that idea. I'll take wealth, I'll take resources. I don't want that fame, man.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Fame is an island, bruh.
Real talk.
It is so
Real talk.
not only are you isolated from other people, you have to literally deal with people, even loved ones, in a completely different fashion. But it really puts you in a place where you were severely out of touch with reality, man.
Yeah.
You know, you look at brothers like him and Kanye, who've had some issues, some breakdowns, clearly need help. They're in crisis, but because they're famous,
They ain't got no help.
they don't
Everybody's
they don't
a
get the
yes
help.
man.
Everyone's a yes
Yeah.
man. They don't have people to really keep the ground out there. Whereas if they were just regular like you and me, they'd have been got Baker, they'd have been got some help long time ago.
Real talk. Real talk.
Yeah.
So I like Tyrese. He's a solid brother. When he's lucid, when he's everything's together, very
Yeah.
thoughtful brother.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
singer,
Definitely.
decent actor. You know, he doesn't try to be doing any tour de force performances. He knows
Yeah.
what he's there for.
Yeah.
He does that well. But he's
He's
a real thorough brother
yeah. I
Eh,
like him.
when
He's
he's
typecast,
lucid.
but I
mm,
like
Yeah,
him.
all right.
All right. Next up is Bill Bellamy. Oh gosh.
Hell yeah. I'll take Bill Bellamy over Tyrese.
Trill Bellamy. Here
Yes.
you go.
Because Bill Bellamy, he not really funny to me. But I dig his movies. I dig his movies.
I like his
How to
movies.
be
I like him. He seems like a good
yeah.
brother. I saw his most recent stand-up special. Didn't really
Mm-hmm,
do it. I liked it, but I didn't. Well, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
It
Yeah.
was watchable to me. I wasn't cracking up, but I think probably I just liked seeing him on stage. I was happy to see that he's doing well and everything.
Yeah.
And
I
he's another
like him
brother I
more as
want
a
to see win.
personality. Uh huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a
I
brother I
like him
really
more as
want
a
to see well.
personality.
And
Right.
I don't hear anything negative about him. He pops when it's time to do his thing and he stays out, which is smart.
Yeah.
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 Um, I like the brother. Always have.
Got that.
All
Got
right.
that.
Next one up is Escargot.
Hell no. Hell
No, I
no.
don't eat snails.
Nah, I'm not that exotic.
Bobby eat that shit. That's why he kick niggas in the
Oh, you
throat.
talk. Oh, you talk. You talk about the food. No, there's there will never come, and I'm adventurous with food as well. There will never come a day where you're gonna sit here and tell me that these damn snails that I see up and down my walkway when it rains out are something to eat. I don't
yeah.
believe you, and I'll
Yeah.
question everything else that you think, say, and do because I can't trust you.
Oh man.
No,
Oh
Hell
shit.
no. All
no,
right. So
it's not okay.
next up is Oprah. Hell no.
Oh
Fuck.
hell no.
No.
Coon of coons, boy. She's right up there with Clarence Thomas. Hell no.
Nah, she passed
Nah.
Clarence Thomas.
Nah. She right up there with Clarence Thomas, Larry Elder, Candace Owens.
After you have defeated all the other mammies, you must
She
face
the
Yeah.
boss
Harpo.
coon.
Yeah, she
And
the boss
she's
man.
the big boss or the final
Yeah,
boss.
she the big boss man.
The boss of all
Literally and
boss. She the
figuratively.
Bossolini of the Coons of the Sand
Yes.
Brothers.
Yes.
All right. Next up is Gunna. Hell no.
Hell no. Hell
Man.
no. 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 Even before he snitched or whatever, no. Just
Yeah.
no. Don't like that guy. I don't know why. Just don't.
I
Yeah.
did.
All right. Next up after that is Deathlock Piccolo.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Y'all know.
I'm
Vibing.
sticking. I'm rolling. I'm
I'm in my
sticking.
zone.
I'm
I'm in
rolling.
my zone.
Sticking.
I'm
Sticking. I'm
Vibing.
rolling.
I was just playing that.
Man,
I was just DJing that
Woo!
this Sunday. I mean
what?
Saturday.
And hey, Deadlock cool as hell too, man. Like, listen, I'm still wondering how I got home that night when he gave me my first blue flame.
Yeah.
Like, man, try this drink, Gage. Try this drink. Man, he gave me some shit that was on fire. That should have been the first tip. The shit was on fire when he handed it to me. I had to blow it out. I took that shit to the head, bruh. I had to run around the club about 10 times before I was sober enough to get in the car. And then I still had to sleep for like an hour and a half before I could drive home. Bruh.
Oh,
Major, I didn't know you like to get wet.
Bruh.
That's PCP. Angel dust. Sherman Helms. Love
Hey,
bug.
man. Don't ever
Ashley
take a
Larry.
drink from Deslock. Don't do it.
Oh
Don't.
no.
Just don't.
Hey,
I ain't
you see
taking
him at
no
the
drink.
bar. Uh
I'm not,
oh.
I'm not taking no drink from Deslop. I'm not taking no drink from Vito. I'm
Yeah.
not smoking nothing from Trick Daddy. I'm good.
Man,
I know
don't do it.
Cardi
when
B.
to say no. I know when to say no. All right, so that does it for tonight's show. As far as we know, we're going into our final segment. But before we get into our final segment, we're not going to do a queen check tonight. It is the month of August, so I definitely want to highlight what we got going on for August. But before I highlight that, I want you guys to take a look at this video.
What's up? What's up? Let's go. Let's go.
Boy.
Let's go.
Get up there, young buck. Get up there, young buck. Get up there, young buck. What's up? Yeah.
DoorDash.
Woo! They scared. Look at them. They scared. Woo! Beat their ass. Woo!
Oh, Goon, won't he do it? Oh, Goon.
Woo! That what you get. That what you get. That what you get. Oh,
Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Banish the shadow realm. Let's go.
Cause y'all were wrong. Do some.
The way they turn.
Boy.
Yo.
Oh, Goon. Come through.
Cause y'all were wrong for jumping on that black man like that, baby.
Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, what's up? What's up? Hold on. It's coming. Hold on. Wait for it. Wait for it. By God Almighty. ECW. ECW. ECW.
Man.
Oh my God. He's on his head. That's why they better get him a belly. Oh my God.
I didn't like this officer right here.
Uh-huh.
This guy right here. We need to find out who that officer is.
Mm-hmm.
We need to get tossed over that pier next.
Agreed.
Definitely.
Oh, Goon, won't he do it?
That video made my whole month. All this month, I'm gonna be grinning like this.
So before we get into that, I do want to do, like I said, do the crown check segment. So our crown check segment is really the history of what we know as Black August, right? So Black August celebrates the history of Black resistance in the U.S. And with that being said, Black August is a month dedicated to paying homage to the fallen Black revolutionaries, incarcerated freedom fighters, and Black resistance, historical and ongoing. The tradition feels especially auspicious to practice this year as we are still in the midst of COVID-19 pandemic, which is disproportionately killing Black people and worldwide protests against the racist, unjust killing of Black people by the state. There is so much power in elevating our histories and reflecting on the lessons learned from the lives of our past radical ancestors whose legacy shapes the time of the Black uprising. Then in August 1st, 1978, Jeffrey Garden was killed during a game of touch football in the San Quentin prison yard. Someone pushed him too hard and he hit his head as he fell to the ground. As the other prisoners clamored for medical attention, guards cleared the yard, one person at a time, searching each individual. By the time the prisoners were cleared, Garden had bled out. The 32-year-old had been in prison since 1967 and was inspired by the likes of George Jackson to become the militant activist. He makes few appearances in the records of California's prison movement before his death, though he was very well known amongst the Bay Area prison activists and well respected amongst other men of color in the California prison system. He was convicted in May 1972 for killing a civilian laundry worker at Folsom in the previous September, allegedly in the retaliation of Jackson's death. And the incident occurred just after Golden was released from solitary confinement, and he was returned there after conviction. Here's the historical part that I want you guys to pay attention to. To his Golden's death signaled the decline of what was once been a vibrant movement for the prisoners' rights. Black August was a way for them to honor him and other activists. As the holiday continued, identified a variety of other significant events that had occurred in August. There were slave rebellions from the beginning of the Haitian Revolution, August 21st, 1791, to those attempted to Gabriel Prosser, originally scheduled for August 30th, 1800, launched by Nat Turner beginning August 21st, 1831, and called by Henry Highland Garnet August 22nd, 1843. There were deaths of W.E.B. Du Bois, August 27, 1963, and the birth of Marcus Garvey, August 17, 1887, and Garvey's organization in the Universal Negro Improvement Association, formed in August 1914. And there were protests from the month-long International Convention of 25,000 people at Madison Square Gardens in August 1920 to 1963 March on Washington, from the Watts Rebellion of 1965 to 1978 standoff between the police and the Black Naturalist Organization move in Philadelphia. So that is our segment for tonight, and we hope you guys get the education that you guys know and understand this month is a very powerful month. We are gaining the energy from it. As you can see that we're not tolerating no bullshit from that video that you saw. You hit us, you know, this is the unity we had back in the day. We need to bring that back. You harm one of us, we're gonna fuck you up. Point blank.
Simple as that.
That's the way it
Simple as
needs to
that.
be looked at. We need to stop having that harmful energy for each other and start having it for the rightful people, which is the racists and these people that treat us like shit and try to degenerate us or don't have respect for us and are very disrespectful towards us, our women and our children. We need to rise up as men and be the protectors and guardians of our community and our society. So with that being said, I'll pass it over to you guys. That's all I have for you.
Ogun come through. Won't he do it? I loved seeing them beat the brakes off them white supremacists that tried to look like they were trying to lynch that brother. Exactly. I loved it. You understand what I'm saying? Because it don't take all that. If it's a fight, let it be a fight. It take 12 of y'all to jump on this one man. Correct. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm so glad to see brothers and sisters. Sisters was jumping in too. I was like, shit. I am so glad to see brothers and sisters come together and produce justice at the end of the day. Let me tell you something. We're sitting up here talking about these dusty niggas and hood monkey chicks, but you know, this is the flip side of that as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. Because, you know, there's a certain element of what we just saw that come from the street. You understand what I'm saying? In fact, the overwhelming majority of what we just saw come from the street. All these academia ads, they don't get down like that. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm a cat that a good portion of my life I spent either in the streets or street adjacent. You dig? So
Yeah.
I know a lot of them brothers. You know what I'm saying? And they don't
Yeah.
take no shit at the end of the day.
Yeah.
They don't take no shit. And this was one of my, points of contention with Martin Luther King, all this nonviolence, peaceful shit. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, it's nice if it works. If it doesn't, then you got to put your foot in somebody's ass, point blank, period. That's just what it is. And when you're speaking to uncivilized um, ideologues, you know what I'm saying? Uncivilized ideologues and just people who don't even value you as a human. That this is the point that we're starting from. These people don't even value you as human beings. You understand? How do you deal with those people in a peaceful capacity? See, the way they like to tell history is like, oh, Dr. Martin Luther King made a few speeches and we sang "We Shall Overcome," and the white people felt so bad they just gave us our rights. That's bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? I'm here to tell you right now. It was the Deacons of Defense and the Black Panthers and, the people that used to roll with them. The
Yep.
people that used to stand on the rooftops sniping motherfuckers. They
Hmm.
are the reason that we got justice. See, they don't talk about that. They always play the "I have a dream" speech because they want you to see Dr. King as a dreamer, as this lofty guy. He just had a dream. And no, it wasn't about that. That was part of Dr. King. But right before Dr. King died, Dr. King started talking about reparations.
Hmm.
Dr. King started sounding more like Malcolm X. See, that's what they
Hmm.
don't want to tell you. You understand what I'm saying? Dr. King started rolling with some riders. He started rolling with some officials, some street dudes. You understand what I'm saying? And they
Yep.
were his protection mechanism. And a lot of civil rights activists started getting on with that game. Malcolm was rolling with Bumpy Johnson, et cetera, on down the line. And these cats, they don't like to talk about these guys, but these guys were the ones that ushered in that fear, um, you know, to the point where you have to respect us. You will respect us because there is this threat. If you don't deal with him, you're going to have to deal with me. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I always like to be the hatchet man. You understand what I'm saying? Because I feel that way about myself. That's in my spirit. If you don't deal with these other guys that are, nicer and more friendly and, whatever, then you're going to have to deal with me. You know what I'm saying? And, we all got to get to that point where we ain't afraid to pull the trigger. That's the long and short of it. Hopefully it doesn't come to that, but I get excited. I get hopeful. I get downright giddy when I see brothers and sisters putting foots to asses and putting in work. I love it because at the end of the day, we tired of being pushed around is what it says. You know what I'm saying? We're tired of being pushed around and we're not going to accept that shit no more. We wipe up the floor with your monkey ass if you keep trying.
Exactly.
That's the energy we need to be on. You understand
Right.
what I'm saying? And Farrakhan said something very interesting in one of his lectures. He said, people be so afraid, oh, I'm gonna get killed, I'm gonna get, whatever. And it's like, well, you need to be some things you need to die for. Some things you need to be prepared to die for. That's exactly what he said.
Exactly.
And at the end of the day, Malcolm said it a different way. He said the cost of freedom is death.
Mm.
So at the end of the day, who is going to stand up and be counted when shit like this pops off? Because we've seen all these microaggressions, a significant uptick in them since Barack Obama was in office, if we're going to be totally honest. And he didn't do shit about anything because he's a coward. You understand?
He gave more
We've been seeing,
protection.
huh?
He gave them more protection with the
He
blue
gave
alert
them
law.
he gave them more protection with the blue alert law. So that's what our first punk ass black president did for us. That's the long and short of it. You understand? And it's getting to the point where we're on our own. All we got is us. We're gonna have to produce justice on our own. And that's okay. if that's what it comes to. But either we're going to be citizens in this country or we're not. We're not going to be, in this permanent status of second class citizens in our own goddamn country that we built. Fuck that. So salute to those brothers and sisters there for producing justice, for intervening when someone tried to harm one of our brothers. I hope this catches on because these people are way too comfortable running up on us. You understand what I'm saying? And not understanding they're going to get the dog shit beat out of them anytime they do step to us. We have no problem beating the shit out of another black person. You understand what I'm saying? But when these people who hate us and systematically oppress us, and I understand it's not all white folks, okay. But, when we see a certain type of behavior going towards our brothers and sisters, we need to show up because every other group of people does this. So, shout out to Black August. Shout out to those brothers and sisters. Let's go.
For sure. Well said.
Absolutely,
Bobby,
absolutely.
close us out, Bobby. Close us out.
It's beautiful. I can't think of a better piece of footage to open and kick the month off with. That's just gonna be my for the rest of this month. That's just gonna be my default mode right there. Anytime I'm down or I'm feeling not with it, I'm gonna go look for that video, and sure enough, big old grin gonna be right on his face, plastered. Um, but it's beautiful, and it definitely shows that the spirit still exists with us. And
Yeah.
we are a people that's been through a lot. We've been through a great deal. We're still going through a great deal as well too. And sometimes, it can be frustrating, be challenging.
Yeah.
But seeing things like this definitely, on a serious note, revitalizes my spirit and reminds me that there's still a fight to be had. That we are worth fighting for.
Yeah.
And I the whole time I saw that, when I first saw it, I immediately felt an overwhelming sense of pride. Um, I felt a giant amount of energy just surging through me. I wish that I was there so I can go ahead and definitely help get my licks in for that brother, and definitely to be there with the family, with our people. Um, but it was a good energy. That was, the situation was unfortunate that how they got there, but I'm more than pleased with the result. And they looks like they're taking action. They already found there's a local business apparently that one of the little domestic terrorists owns, and they're already going ahead and putting the information out there. So hopefully they go ahead and start making them pay some economic penalties for their
Uh-huh.
actions as well.
There you go.
But this is the power of what we can do when we are on code. All those brothers and sisters, they were there on code. They were there. No one had to tell them, "Hey, go do such and such." They realized in this situation what is in our collective best interest at this moment. The answer is plain and simple. Our brother's being attacked. Defend our brother. Protect our brother. Let it be known that this is what it is. For too long now, the cost for black blood has been zilch. It's been free. There has been no cost associated with the taking of black life. Hell, in some cases, it's been a bag.
Mm-hmm.
Got some race
Mm-hmm.
soldiers that actually made off like a bandit from support from their own for offing black
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. That's got to stop too.
It is high time that a cost, and a hefty cost, be associated with black blood, because that's what's going to cause it to stop.
Right.
This is just childhood politics. This is sandbox politics all over again. This is just glorified childhood. When you have a bully in school that's picking on you, so long as you don't fight back, so long as you don't defend yourself, the bully's going to continue to pick on you and pick on you and pick on you. And in some
Yep.
cases, it's going to inspire other bullies to jump to action, because they're going to say, "Hey, this is an easy target. This is a sitting duck. I can get my
Mm-hmm.
clout. I can get my status up. I can do whatever I need to do on the strength of this person right here." But as soon as you make the conscious decision to stand up for yourself, to
Mm-hmm.
fight back, beat the brakes off that ass,
Yep.
That's when the bullies realize, you know what, this ain't worth it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm catching more L's than W's.
There you
Let
go.
me go change my ways or at least find a different soft target.
There you go.
Because these people are cowards. They all ran up
Yes,
on
they
that
are.
brother. They know he's doing his job. He's not there thinking fight. He's thinking, hey, can you just move the boat? And they felt cocky and arrogant because they had the numbers on their side, or so they thought. And then all of a
Man.
sudden they realized, oh, all the Negroes out here today, what's really good.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the scenes from the latter portion of it, you actually saw well into the fight. There's about two or three of the hooligans that tried to go ahead and get some licks in. Then they saw a whole wall of brothers walking towards them. They
Yes.
literally turned around and walked off as if they went down the wrong street or
Yes,
something. Like
they
that was
did.
safe.
Yes, they did. They turned their ass
But
back
they're
around.
cowards. They are
Pussy.
cowards.
Yep.
They have the whole heart of a hoe in them. They ain't got no. They ain't built like that.
No, not hardly.
Without the
Not
advantage,
hardly.
without the numbers, they can't do nothing. Shoot, you saw we saw in the beginning of that video. One brother came and jumped in. The first one who came in, there was nobody else with him, and he
Mm-hmm.
was still outnumbered.
Yep.
That didn't stop him. He ran to the fray. Hey, look, I might get my ass whooped, but then there's gonna be two brothers that get their ass whooped. But you ain't gonna jump on my brother today by himself. I'm
There
in the
you go.
trenches with him.
There you go.
That's the difference, ladies and
That's the
gentlemen.
mentality.
When we fight, we win. That's the crazy part. We haven't been fighting.
Yes.
We
Well,
haven't been
Obama lulled
taken
us to
to them.
sleep. Obama
We
lulled a
haven't.
lot of niggas to sleep.
I think the most powerful thing in that video was to see a brother swim to go save his
Man.
other brother,
That
because
man,
we
man.
a lot of us, a lot of black people in the black community don't know how to swim. So to see this guy jump in there to risk his life to go help another brother, man, that was the
Heavy.
most powerful,
Heavy.
powerful imagery I saw.
And when I saw that, I'll be honest. When I saw that the first time as well, I didn't cry, but I genuinely felt like the watering in my eyes when I saw that, because that's what happens when you see your people as your people,
Yes.
Hmm.
as
Yes.
family. That's the response you'd expect if a father saw his child being attacked by someone or something, or
Yes.
saw
Correct.
his lady being attacked, or if a mother saw her child attacked. That's that. You know what? That's my family right there. And
Correct.
if you want to come see them, you got to come see me first.
That's right.
Correct.
You can get to them, but you got to go through me.
Gotta go through
And I
me.
love that. When I saw that, I felt overwhelmed in that moment. I felt so proud of us.
That
And I
Correct.
was
love
special.
that. We need more of that.
Yes.
When you
Definitely.
see your brother and sister under attack, especially by the ops,
Yeah.
that ain't the time to be sitting down and recording or whatever. If you're
Mm-hmm.
able bodied, if you have the means to do so, get in there, roll your sleeve up, put some work in.
It is.
Mm,
Start taking
mm.
ownership of each other. Get on code. But
Real
remember,
tough.
there's responsibility that comes with that. We got to make sure that we treat that with respect and reverence. We can't try and abuse that for clout or for other nonsense that we see in some cases.
Mm-hmm.
That's that fire extinguisher. That's that fire alarm. Break only in case of emergency.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
When it's time to get busy, you get
Yeah.
occupied.
There it is. There it is. I'm so encouraged. I'm so encouraged by this. Yeah, this is good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great look. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight, man. We appreciate it. Very dope episode. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Go ahead and make sure you hit the like button, share button. Somebody needs to hear this program. Very dope. And remember, next week we got a couple of guests for the next 3 weeks. We have a personal trainer next week. After that, we have a mental health expert and love coach the following week. And then the third week, we have number one black nurse practitioner. She's super dope. Gonna break down some health advice for us, and so get ready, geared up. We got some great shows coming for y'all in the next couple of weeks with some dope guests. All right. With that being
Yo.
said, thank you for tuning in every week for Manversations 2020. We appreciate it. And we love
Sir.
everything y'all doing for us and all the positive feedback. So we'll see you again next week. All right. Peace.
Yo,
For
blessings.
sure.
Yay.
On the album, we do things like songs that are a little, what we call sexy. You can see from the title, it's more of a love album.